होने में और बहुत कुछ होने में इतना सा फर्क है, एक बार सोच के छोड़ देने में और लग के कर दिखाने में। मान लेने में कि जिंदगी ऐसे ही कटेगी और सुबह 4 बजे उठ के सोचने में कि अभी तो बस शुरुआत है। किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन के कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है, वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी कि एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानकुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और सातवें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा है। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ, मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ, मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा। तो बस चलिए फ्रैंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रैंचाइज इंडिया, 20 years of ideas.
A very good evening to each and every participants, viewers and friends who have joined us today for our Bharat Franchise Show. Bharat Franchise Show is India's biggest franchise show, which was planned by Franchise India to get some of the well-known and handpicked business opportunities for you. If I talk about Franchise India is Asia's largest integrated franchise solution company, and we are into market since 23 years. We are among the top 10 management consulting companies in India because of the work we have done for our brands as well as for our investors. And we truly claim that no one sells more business than us. This is the one of the planned activity by Franchise India, where we are bringing top business opportunities for you so that you digitally interact with each and every brand's founders, directors, and representatives to understand their business model and what they are offering in market. With this introduction, may I invite and welcome our title sponsor, Team HX, our associate sponsor, Team Eurocan, and all the rest brands representatives who will join us today. I also welcome management team of Franchise India, Gaurav sir, as well as our very prominent franchise partner, Mr. Sai Teja. Thank you so much, Sai, for joining in today. Thank you so much, team, for joining in. But before I formally invite Dipanjan to talk about the opportunity he has got for us, I would like to invite Sai to formally open our Vizag chapter under Bharat Franchise Show. Thank you so much, Sai, for joining in. Over to you.
Thank you, Achma. Andarki namaskaram. So I just wanted to give some hope to the existing entrepreneurs and also to the people who wanted to start their own business by looking or presenting some kind of a case study which we have already experienced in 1975. 25th 1975 nationwide ga oka emergency anedi declare chesaru. So which is called as darkest chapter in the history of Indian democracy. అప్పటికే మనం చాలా సోషో ఎకనామిక్ క్రైసిస్లో ఉన్నాం. అప్పటికే పెట్రోల్ ప్రైజెస్, ఆయిల్ ప్రైజెస్ అన్నీ కూడా పెరిగిపోయి గవర్నమెంట్ కూడా ఎన్నో హ్యాండిల్ చేస్తున్న ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ అన్ని మధ్యలో ఆపేసి సాలరీస్ అన్నిటిని కూడా కట్ చేసేసి ఎవరి దగ్గర అమౌంట్ లేకుండా ఎవ్రీబడి ఈజ్ ఇన్ క్రైసిస్ అండ్ గవర్నమెంట్, బట్ ఫుడ్ కన్సంప్షన్ అనేది ఎప్పుడూ ఆగదు. ఎవ్రీబడి వాంట్ ఫుడ్ అండ్ గవర్నమెంట్ ఫుడ్ అనేది అందరికీ యాక్సెసిబుల్గా ఉండడం కోసం రెస్టారెంట్స్లో దే హ్యావ్ ఇంపోజ్డ్ కపుల్ ఆఫ్ కండిషన్స్. లైక్ 1 rupee ఉండే కాఫీ, దే ఇంపోజ్ కండిషన్స్ టు సెల్ ద కాఫీ at 25 paisa. సో అలాంటి సిచ్యుయేషన్లో కూడా ఒక బిజినెస్ హ్యాండిల్ చేయాలి అంటే ఇట్ ఈస్ వెరీ డిఫికల్ట్. like survival is a miracle at that point of time. సో చాలా కంపెనీస్, చాలా బిజినెసెస్ ఏం చేశాయంటే దే హ్యావ్ ఫైర్డ్ ఎంప్లాయీస్ని లిటరల్లీ ఫైర్ చేసేసారు. ఆర్ కొన్ని బిజినెసెస్ అయితే సర్వైవ్ అవ్వాలి అంటే దే హ్యావ్ టు డూ ద అడల్ట్రేషన్, ఆర్ వేరే ఆల్టర్నేట్ లేని వాళ్ళు దే హ్యావ్ షట్ డౌన్ దర్ బిజినెసెస్. బట్ వన్ బిజినెస్ ఆర్ వన్ ఎంటర్ప్రైనర్ హూ హ్యాస్ ఐడెంటిఫైడ్ దిస్ థ్రెట్ యాజ్ అన్ ఆపర్చునిటీ, and the brand which I'm going to tell you is MTR, the Mauli Tiffin Rooms. So what they have done is they were into tiffins, but వాళ్ళు యూజ్ చేసిన ఈ పెరిషబుల్ టిఫిన్స్ అనేది, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ రైస్ ఇడ్లీస్ ని దే హ్యావ్ ఐడెంటిఫైడ్ ద గ్యాప్ అండ్ దే హ్యావ్ టర్న్డ్ ఇట్ ఇంటూ రవా ఇడ్లీస్, అండ్ దే డిడ్ నాట్ ఈవెన్ ఫైర్ సింగిల్ ఎంప్లాయీ ఆల్సో, దే డిడ్ నాట్ డూ అడల్ట్రేషన్స్ ఆల్సో. They have used their shutdown restaurants into manufacturing units, and also they have used their restaurants into selling grocery stores, where they have sold all their ready mixes of pickles and these kind of rava idli and all these breakfast mixes. And now, even in the COVID situation also, still they are doing 1,000 crore revenue turnover. That's because they have identified the opportunity at any point of time. So I just wanted to tell you 2 points here. At any point of time, money can build a company, but only guts and delivering the quality can build a brand. And ఇంకొక పాయింట్ మనం గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాల్సింది ఏంటంటే, మనకి క్రైసిస్ వచ్చింది అంటే మనతో పాటు మన కాంపిటీటర్స్ కూడా సేమ్ క్రైసిస్ లో ఉన్నట్లు. ఎవ్రీబడి ఈజ్ ఫేసింగ్ ద కాంపిటీషన్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీబడి ఈజ్ ఫేసింగ్ ద క్రైసిస్. బట్ అలాంటి క్రైసిస్లో మనం ఎలా నిలబడ్డాం అనేదే మన ఫ్యూచర్ని డిఫైన్ చేస్తుంది. సో నెవర్ వరీ అబౌట్ ద థ్రెట్, నెవర్ వరీ అబౌట్ ద క్రైసిస్. ఆల్వేస్ లుక్ ఎట్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీ ఆపర్చునిటీ, వాట్ ఈస్ దేర్ ఇన్ ద థ్రెట్ ఆర్ వాట్ ఈస్ దేర్ ఇన్ ద crisis which we are encountering. With that, I just thought of giving some boosting to the people who are worrying about the third wave and who are already in the worry of continuing their existing businesses or who wanted to take the new businesses. So with this, I'm just handing over to Archana to formally invite and introduce all the business owners who are here to present their business opportunities for our Vizag.
Sure. So thank you so much, Sai, for welcoming each and everyone who has joined us today in your local language. We understand the kind of the passion and the mission you follow for all of us. Now, without taking further time, it is our privilege to invite our title sponsor team HX, and we have Dipanjan who will be talking about this great brand, a well-known personality in his field, and today he'll be sharing his insights and the kind of the legacy he carries for his business. HX is leading refurbished brand, and today he's presenting the model in the same format. Thank you so much, Dipanjan. Thank you so much, Mr. Roy, for joining in today. Over to you. We'll start with the video and then the formal presentation from your side.
Thank you, Archana. Thank you, Saiji. I think that was I was at the first moment, I was like, I was a little surprised with the reference to the emergency. And of course, it's a terrible, terrible time. But the way you describe the story of MTR, it's fascinating. And I think it really drives home the message. I would absolutely echo what Saiji was mentioning. Every emergency is an opportunity for growth, and we have to see it as such. If we do not see it, it's not going to change our situation anyway. But if we do see it, it could transform us into a completely different level. In fact, today I'm going to talk about HyperExchange as a brand, but I'm also going to talk about through that brand. I'm hoping that some of you by this end of this discussion will be partnering with us and take this journey forward. But even if you don't, even if you do not choose to work with us, I think, I hope that by the time I finish my time, we're able to talk a little bit about how opportunities are presented in the most unlikely forms. When you look at the current situation with the pandemic and COVID and, the health issues and a lot of our loved and near and dear ones being affected, it's difficult to see this as an opportunity. It's difficult to see this as anything other than a tragedy. But the reality is that there are a lot of businesses, there are a lot of, business models that are completely evolving, and it's changing the way we work forever. For example, if you look at work from home, the way that we are interacting today, I have worked with Franchiseindia in several of my other startups that I've scaled. I've never had a meeting like this. in my previous lives. We have all these meetings at, for example, I have this center at Vizag will come over, all of you will come and meet with us in stalls, and we'll talk about the business models and sign up. Look at us now. We have our virtual backgrounds in the back. We have our discussions and you're all logging in, and I am going to 100 cities in 100 days. It was never possible before. I am talking to 100 plus people every evening and signing up partners without even meeting them in the first place. This was not possible even a year back. You couldn't imagine if I told you. Today, all of us are living it. People who saw this opportunity first are the people that gained. Saiji talked about MTR. I'm going to talk about Zoom. Think about Zoom. Now it's become a name. Let's do a Zoom call. We don't say let's do a video call. Even if we run that video call on Google Meet or on Microsoft Teams, we'll still say we're doing a Zoom call. That's because the company like Zoom was able to take the first initiative and leverage it and transform their business and transform the reality for us. I'm going to talk about Hyper Exchange. My name is Dipanjan Purkayastha. Welcome once again to Vizag. Thank you for your time, and hopefully you'll find my story interesting. I am the CEO and co-founder of Hyper Exchange. I have around 25 years experience. I just wanted to give you a little background about who we are. I have built several businesses, across my life, around 25 years of work experience. I've built several businesses from scratch. Most of my business has been outside of India. I've built businesses in the US, in Canada, UK, and also India. 2014, I came back to India with a specific objective to invest in some startups in the unstructured space. And like you today, trying to evaluate what to invest in, I was also sitting on that side of the table, trying to figure out what to invest in. And my only idea was that I wanted to invest in the unstructured market in India, because I could see that the government had a very clear policy towards increasing financial transparency and digitization. And I realized that, if we're able to target an unstructured market which had high growth potential, then if we can build a company which helps structure that market, the government support towards digitization and financial transparency could actually make that business a very big one. So that's when I chose to start the business in the refurbished electronic space. I'm going to talk more about that. We have seen a phenomenal ride so far. It's a huge growth story. And given the growth that we've seen, we have now, in fact, in the last 2-3 months, partnered with Franchiseindia to take it into a new business model of franchise. We already have distributors. I'm going to talk about that, other models. But franchise as a distribution option is something that we started very recently, looking at this growth, because we felt that this emergency situation that Saiji correctly talked about is something that we can now offer as an entrepreneurial success to each one of you in your own locations. With that, let me start the presentation. As Archana had mentioned upfront, that we are one of the leading companies in the refurbished electronic space. We are #1 trusted brand for India in this space. We are a pretty young brand. I told you I came back to India in 2014 to start this business. 2016 is when we formally initiated the company. And right off the bat, we were incubated by Indian Institute of Management, Calcutta, which is one of the top startup incubator in the country. Now you'll notice this throughout my presentation. We've always made a very clear focus on hiring the best, being guided by the best, and being supported by the best in the industry, because we feel that makes a huge difference. When you get quality leadership and quality support with you, you're able to build a far better story. So we started with IIM Calcutta, have grown from strength to strength every year. In fact, last year in 2020, in the middle of the pandemic, we were awarded the Retail Startup of the Year award by the RAI, the Retailers Association of India. For those of you who are in the retail space, you'll know that RAI, Retailers Association of India, is the apex body for retailers in the country. They have a very prestigious award that they award every year for the Retail Startup of the Year, and last year we won that. This year we went one step further. In fact, Forbes magazine listed us among their 30 under 30 list for not just for India, but also for Asia. So we've been growing pretty strong. Now, the areas that we've been growing on, we mentioned that we are refurbished electronics. Now, that's partially true. We also sell, if you see the grades there on the right-hand side, we also sell new products. We sell a grade of product which we call unboxed. Unboxed is typically brand new products, but these are typically, slightly older products with the brands which they liquidate, and they don't carry company warranty, but they carry hyper exchange warranty. And then we have the largest category, which is refurbished. Refurbished is usually pre-owned or older products from brands or customers that we acquire, repair, make it like new, and then sell it back to the marketplace. The products that we focus on are mobile phones and laptops primarily, but also televisions and electronics accessories for mobiles, laptops, and televisions. So largest category is mobile phones. After that is laptops, then televisions, and then accessories. Accessories could be Bluetooth speakers, sound bars, could be cases for phones, and all of that stuff. Now, the channels that we use to distribute these products, there are 4 channels. 2 of them online, 2 of them offline. In online, the largest channels are Flipkart, Amazon, the largest aggregators and marketplaces in the country. We work with all of them. We're either the number 1 among the top 3 for all platforms across India. We also have our own online platform called HX Cart, and we also have a very strong distribution network, partnership with some of the largest distributors in the country, including, for example, Ingram, who is the number 1 distributor of mobile phones in the country. And we have an exclusive relationship with Ingram to distribute our products. And the last but not the least is a franchisee channel that we are now starting out in partnership with some of you and with Franchiseindia. The promise that we offer to our customers, because see, when you offer a customer an iPhone, for example, at half the price, you don't have to say anything else. That kind of sells the deal. But the customer has a concern around the quality of the product, the history of the product, whether the product is correctly sourced or stolen. So all of these are challenges that the customers will be in customers' mind, because this industry, this refurbished industry, for the longest time has been an unstructured business. It has been in the gray market. So what we do is we provide some very clear promises, offer some very clear promises to our customers, which is a 12-month doorstep warranty for all our products, a 7-day worry-free return, which means you can buy a phone, take it back home, use it for 7 days. You don't like it, you can give it back to us, no questions asked. And a 9-month assured buyback. So if you bought from us, you can bring it back to any of our stores or to our online location. We promise to buy it back from you. And 1 tree planted for every order that our customers place. Now, we're going to quickly talk about, now that we know what products we deal with, let's understand a little bit more about the company. We said we are the number 1 refurbished brand in the country. What does it mean? We have been growing at 100% year on year from the year of our inception. At a minimum of 100%, we've been growing faster. In fact, the last 1.5 years, we've been growing almost 100% month on month. So as you see, it's a 100 crore plus revenue business right now. As I had mentioned right in the beginning of my talk, that we have to look at opportunities in the time of emergency. We have built what we believe is a COVID-proof model. In fact, our business has been growing even faster through the pandemic than it has been growing before. As I mentioned, we were annually growing at a rate of around 100%. Now we are almost growing at 100% on a month-on-month basis. And this has happened for several reasons. I think 2 clear reasons that we see is the fact that we have always been led by technology and not by people. We have built our own technology. We've patented our own technology that has helped us in every section of our supply chain and resulted in higher margin, lower turnaround time. That's number 1. And number 2 is the fact that we have always invested in a solid leadership team. I'm going to talk more about the team. You already know me on the top left corner. My other co-founders are Ashish and Satanik. Ashish is, over 15 years experience in top technology. I mean, he's a very senior technology leader. His last role was with TCS, where he was leading Ratan Tata's technology office. Satanik, he heads our product, and he's actually the person who won the Forbes 30 under 30 listing this year for both India and Asia. And on the board, supporting us, leading us, is CP Gurnani. Now, CP is a very, very well-known personality in India. He's one of the best-known CEOs of the country. He's a chief executive officer and managing director of Tech Mahindra, one of the fabulous turnaround stories of the country. And he's also a chairman of the board at HyperExchange. In fact, we are the only company outside the Mahindra world where he has, agreed to be a chairman on the board. We also have Debu Mukherjee, who's the chief marketing officer of UB Group, and he heads the Heineken business in India, and he actually sits on the global board of Heineken. Before this, he was the chief executive officer of Coca-Cola. And we have Mukesh Soni, who's the head of Apollo Global, which is the largest private equity fund in the world. He heads that in India. So as I mentioned, very solid team. All of these people have gotten together, and is basically working hard to make HyperExchange an even bigger success every successive day. Now, I mentioned that I talked about technology and the fact that we invested in it. Now, what this technology does is essentially something very simple. It's called Faraday, and it automates the process of testing devices that we buy from the market. So when you as a customer, for example, exchange your old phone to buy a new phone, that exchanged old phone comes to me, and I run the Faraday device to test the value of this product. Now, why is this different? It's different because previously, or even now with other competitors of ours and the rest of the market, this whole thing is done manually. Now, manually testing a phone or a laptop takes around 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. Now, when you're buying a lot of, say, 1,000 phones, it's not possible for you practically to test all these phones, because you can't spend 15 minutes on each of these phones and buy 1,000 units, because you have to decide to buy or reject these lots within half an hour, 1 hour, because it's very competitive. Many people are bidding. As a result, people used to buy these products without even testing, and they had no control over the quality of the product. They could get a great product and sell it at a good profit, and then get a bad product and sell it at a loss. So as a result, the industry's margin of operations of business was at 8%. Because of Faraday, we are able to build that 8% to 30%. And the industry's turnaround time for buying, processing, repairing, and selling was 45 days. We were able to crash that to 15 days. And it's all happened because of our focus and investment in technology, which is why we're able to offer you a much more profitable business than any of our competitors in the market space. This has resulted, of course, in a very high level of customer retention. I had mentioned just before in the first slide that trust is the main thing that's missing in this market. You're already giving everybody a great brand, Apple phone or a Samsung phone or a Dell laptop. The brand is great. The price is also great. You're giving it at half the price. So that is fantastic. But the challenge is the trust. And we have been able to build a trust where a customer retention rate is 79%. So almost 80% of our customers are coming back to buy from us again. Now, this is supported by a very strong market, and it's getting even stronger now, because what's happening with the pandemic is, and I mentioned earlier that we are a COVID-proof model. You'll understand why now. See, because of this pandemic, the demand for gadgets have gone up a lot. Everybody needs a gadget now, a laptop or a mobile, because people are working from home, their children are studying from home, everybody needs a gadget, and that need is not a luxury anymore, it's a necessity. Everybody needs it. You might have thought you wanted it before, but during the pandemic, you absolutely need it. So, but at the same time that has happened, the income level has gone down. Disposable income has gone down because many people have lost jobs. People have taken reductions in salaries, but also a lot of people are saving more for healthcare costs and others. So they're spending less. Because of both these reasons together, one, lower income, and second, higher demand, people are shifting more from buying new products, devices, to buying refurbished devices. As a result of this, if you see the right-hand side of your screen, this market in India, which by the way is a $40 billion market, it's a huge, huge market. Only that Indian market is growing at 79% by value, by revenue. Every year it's growing. So now you understand why a company like HS can grow at 400%, because the industry itself is growing at 80%. And understand this, that this $40 billion market is largely unstructured. The top 10 players together of this market, is not even controlling 1% of this marketplace, which means this is a market which can grow exponentially for the next 5 to 10 years and still not hit the ceiling. So that's something for you guys to think about, all of you to think about. And that's where it brings us to why I feel you should be investing in us. A, because I think it's a massive growth opportunity for the market as well as for us, and as a result for you. It is a model. If you are in the middle of this pandemic, you don't know when it's going to end, when the next wave is coming, when the next lockdown is going to happen. You should be investing in a model that is able to thrive during the pandemic. The third is the fact that we are a very strong omni-channel brand. We are available offline, we are also available online, and we are ready to make you a part of that online journey, not just the offline journey, which means as a partner to us, your growth is not limited to your own pin code or even your own city of Vizag, but actually the entire nation. And eventually, as we grow more internationally, the whole country, world. And the last but not the least, we've built good policies, programs. We believe we've checked the market. We realize the competitive situation. And we've built programs like minimum guarantee and stock correction into the mix, which allows you to get a lower risk profile. Now, we have talked about who we are, how we're growing, and what the market is like. Now, let's talk about if you were to invest in this company, how would you do that? So there are two ways to do it. One is to have a master franchisee. The other one is to have a unit franchisee. Now, the unit franchisee is basically somebody who's opening up a single store, right? Or a set of single stores. That's a unit franchisee. A master franchisee opens the single store in the beginning, and the first thing that they do is obviously open the store. But then after 2 months, on the third month, they open the refurbishment factory, which is basically a 10-seater office, which will have all the equipment that we will provide you for refurbishing the products. And again, after 2 months after that, which means on the 5th month, they will open a training academy. So the master franchisee will have the rights for the entire city. They will open their first direct store, so that their revenues they will earn is from buyback of the products from customers and also sale of the product to customers. They will earn revenue from the refurbishment facility where they will repair the products that we supply to them. They will also earn revenue from the training facility, the training academy, because vocational training for technicians in the consumer electronics and appliances space is the fastest growing training space right now. There's a huge demand for it, and there are not enough academies that do that teaching. We are a government certified program for consumer electronics and appliances as a part of the NSDC, National Skill Development Corporation, and PM Yuva programs. We are certified under that. So we'll provide you the certificate program. And so that's what the master franchise will do. So that's also at the same time, master franchise will essentially also work with us to open more unit franchises in their city, in their territory, and act as a distributor to them. So that's what the master franchise will do. You can see on the top what the returns and the investments are looking like. So I don't want to go through that. In order to save time, you can definitely read through that. By the way, folks who are listening in, please ask your questions. There is a Q&A box on the top of your screen, depending on how your alignment is, if you're in mobile phones or laptops. Please click on that and ask your questions. We will take your questions at the end of this presentation. Now, going back, if you were to look at a unit franchisee option, what would you do? There are 3 options. If you want a unit franchisee option, there are 3 kinds of stores. I'll focus on the one on the right. It's the H Experience store. It's a premium store model, which is a 700 square feet retail format where you have, you have the merger of a mobile store and a cafe. Now, this is very unique, but this is actually a very, very popular format growing in the US and China right now. We are one of the first brands to have brought it to India. The reason that it works for us is because the consumer segment that goes to a cafe and a consumer segment that goes to your mobile stores are actually the same. Well, in mobile stores, the refurbished mobile store is actually the same. These are young college kids and young professionals. These are the folks who have very high aspiration for branded products, but do not have the disposable income yet. So they are very, very happy, and they're very savvy, tech savvy. They're very research oriented. They know what they want, And they are typically the people who are the early adopters for refurbished products. They are also, guess what, the target audience for cafes. So you get a very good synergy here with a cafe and a store model, where people can come in to buy or evaluate a product, a mobile phone or laptop, but they could stay back to have a cup of coffee, or they can come and come with friends or with their colleagues to sit and have a chat. And as a result of that, walking in, they could know more about your product, and you can upsell and cross sell them down the line. So this builds a loyalty, this builds a returning factor to your customers. So that's what H experience is all about. It's got a whopping ROI of 70% and a payback of 17 months. Now, there are smaller models beyond that. There's H exclusive, which is essentially like a H experience minus the cafe. It's a pure mobile phone store, but a premium store, 500 square feet footprint store. And then we have the H Express, which is a 100 square feet mobile store. So these are the options that are available. If you're a master franchisee and a unit franchisee, we will support you 360-degree across technology, marketing, training, and partner management. I'll explain how. Technology, you already know. I told you that we are completely tech-led. Every element of our supply chain is led by technology. There's no human intervention. There's no manual intervention. So you will also be a part of that. And as a result, you don't really need to bring a lot of domain knowledge of mobile phones and laptops and electronics to be able to run this business. All that domain is built into the platform. You just have to run your operations and manage your people. Marketing will provide you digital marketing and specifically focused to generate traffic at your units. And if you're a master franchisee, we will provide you with the training modules. We will actually onboard your initial technicians. We'll provide you with the services module, as well as connect you with our OEM partners who will supply you with the spares for the repairs. And last but not the least, we will connect you. We have several partners in the consumer finance side, banks and NBFCs. We'll connect them with all of you so that you can offer tailored EMIs and campaigns and cashback programs to your customers. So this, in a nutshell, is what HyperExchange is. I'm going to quickly step back and talk about the launch offer, because I mentioned, when I mentioned why us, you remember the last thing I mentioned on why us is the low risk, the minimum guarantee and stock correction. So I'm quickly going to talk about that. So we offer, and I'll talk about that using an example. Imagine that you are buying a stock worth 50 lakhs as a master franchisee. And this is true for master as well as unit, by the way. But imagine that you're buying a stock worth, just for example's sake, 50 lakhs worth of stock. And this is, what is the stock? These are typically top branded products, refurbished new, as well as unboxed products in mobile phones, laptops, televisions, and all that. You buy that, say you take this stock of 50 lakhs, and then you decide that only 25 lakhs worth of stock you will be able to sell out of your store right now because of the uncertainty in the market, because of so many lockdowns and curfews and whatever have you, footfall being less. So you say, I'll only do 25 lakhs in my store. The rest of the 25 lakhs, I will do it for you through my distribution system. So whatever you sell on the store, you'll make around 10 to 12% margin. Whatever I help you sell through my omni-channel network, you'll still make 2 to 5% margin. Now compare that to the normal mobile phone store. If you are going to open, for example, a Vivo retailership, you'll basically not make more than 0.75 to 4% margin out of your store with all your infrastructure and staff cost and all of that, inventory and all that. Here, you are, for the omni-channel part of the business, you have no investment at all. Your stock is going to be sold by us, managed by us, and you'll be given a 2 to 5% margin on that. So 25 lakhs is taken care by the last bullet point here, which is access to online sales. We are providing you that access and giving you the return. Now, rest 25 lakhs, which you had earmarked for your store, say by the end of the month, you realize you are not able to sell that also completely. You're only able to sell 10 lakhs in store. So out of the 10 lakh, on the 10 lakh that you've sold, you have made 10 to 12% margin already. But the rest of the 15 lakhs, you couldn't sell. On that 15 lakhs, we will provide you a minimum guarantee of 9% annualized rate. So you will still be making a margin on the unit that you did not sell out of your own store. And this is an offer we are providing for the first 6 months of your operation in order to give you the time to set up your business and scale, because I know that we're running through very uncertain times. And I want to make sure that I give you the incentive that you need to be able to focus on your business and learn the business without worrying about what's happening on month 1 and week 2 and month 3. So the first 6 months, you are absolutely on a comfort path. Take your time to learn because we got you covered. And by that time, I am hoping that you will already know, have a good sense of how much you want to sell offline, how much you want to sell online. You'll get a good sense of that. You'll be able to manage that. That, in a nutshell, everyone, is the hyper exchange model. I hope I was able to share the right information. If you have any questions, please ask. Thank you.
So thank you so much, Dipanjan. Now I invite Sai Teja. Sai, you have any query for him? While Dipanjan was presenting, Mr. Roy gave answer for many of the queries, but I invite you to have more queries for him.
Sure. Very beautiful and elaborate presentation, Deepanji. And you have identified the right business, and you are the first player in the Indian market to do it in a very big way. Because identifying year-on-year growth of 100%, we have seen only in the electric vehicle segment, which is even more less than 100%, which is 40% year-on-year growth we are seeing in electric vehicle segment. Correct. And yeah, so because the thing is, the people are getting easily bored with whatever electronic gadgets they are purchasing, and we have seen in the recent times the electronic purchase has also been increased a lot, and every new launch within 2 to 3 months, every electronic device price is getting drastically reduced or decreased. So that will be a huge benefit for the people if they wanted to have an habit of changing their devices frequently. They can have a repeated purchase from HX card, and so that they can buy a new products that they can have a very different kind of products in 1 year. So, and I have a couple of queries regarding what kind of criteria we will be following before taking up any kind of a refurbished electronics, and whether if, for example, if we have any kind of a retail outlet present in Vizag, for example, if somebody came up with their old mobile, if they wanted to sell it off to HX card, would that be allowed that the retail franchisee can purchase that?
Yes, absolutely. So I mentioned about this technology called Faraday. So we are the only people actually globally that has this technology. So when we started this business in 2016, we realized this was a problem. What you mentioned, Saiji, that exactly was the problem where, you today go to a store and you have your phone and you say that you want to sell the phone. The person across the counter will take your phone, turn it around 3 times and say, I'll give you 2,000 rupees for it and keep it on the table, right? And you'll be completely puzzled. Why is it 2,000? Why is it not 1,500? Why is it not 2,500? You don't know. Even the person across the counter doesn't know. Nobody knows. It was just his mood at that time. So it said 2,000 rupees. He could have said 2,500 also. So it's all a function of what he wants to sell to you. It is not a function of the quality or the health of your device. Now, this is a big problem, not just for the customer, because obviously the customer hates this. As a personal experience, I hate this experience where somebody takes something that I really like and I've enjoyed working with for so many months, takes it and touches it as if it's some bad thing and says 2,000 rupees per share on the floor, on the counter. So it is also bad for the brands, because if you don't know what's inside the phone, then you can't value it. And as a result, you will always discount it because you'll never want to give premium money. You'll always give less because you want to be on the safe side. So what we did was we realized that this was a challenge, and as a result, a lot of the margin problems in the industry has happened because of this. So we said we have to have an automatic solution. We cannot depend on people to do it. So you'll realize there are a lot of companies today who are doing buybacks from customers, and they do buybacks by sending people there and they run some tests. It's not the test takes a long time, 10-15 minutes that takes. So you can't do any volume business. Second, it's not accurate. So we built something called Faraday. It's a device. It's a kiosk. It will stay in every franchisee store, by the way. It's part of the deal that you get when you sign up for a franchise. You get along with your store this Faraday device. A customer walks in, he'll have to slide that phone inside a slot in the device, and automatically the device will test the phone internally as well as externally. So it's dents, scratches, everything will be tested, and a price will come up. So it's a device automated testing. So absolutely, yes, we encourage our franchisees to buy back these devices, not just from customers, but also in bulk from the local market. And not only that, they will actually make margin on that. So we give 4 to 5% margin for every product that they buy back from the market.
Very great, Ji. Had very great innovation at the store of retail franchisee. And after being tied up with Franchise India, we have been already, this is not for the first time you have presented HX card. So I think this is for the 25th time you have presented in the 25th city. And you have got a huge response. We are receiving a huge response for HX card. So soon we'll be expanding HX card pan India within no time. So wishing you all success from Franchise India.
Thank you, Saiji. Thank you, Archana. Thank you, everyone in Vizag, for patiently listening, and so many questions that I see Satanik and the team has been responding to. Please reach out to us, and hopefully many of you will be part of this journey. I am getting signups every day from the different cities that we're visiting. I'm hoping to see a lot of excitement from Vizag. Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening and stay safe. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Dipanjan. Rather, it's our privilege that we invite you and we understand the entire model from you. Thank you so much. Take care. Good night.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Take care. Bye. Now we invite our associate sponsor, Team Eurocan, and we have Mr. Amandeep Singh, who has joined us today from Punjab to talk about the business model he has got for us. He has done excellent work in his field, and today he'll be sharing his journey with each one of us so that we get an understanding from his side. Namaskar, sir.
Namaskar, Archana ji. Thank you very much for the kind introduction, and a very good evening to everyone for Vizag. Before I start up with brand introduction and about our company, I'll just play a quick video which will give you an idea of what all work we do and the kind of countries, the services we deal in.
Start your own immigration and study abroad counseling services. Do you know what are the key ingredients that make any franchisor a great success? Low investment, high return, product training, and instant support. And the great news is, you have the opportunity to be part of the industry, which is recession-proof and growing exponentially year on year. Presenting Eurocan Global, North India's leading education and immigration consultant, a successful venture of Mr. Amandeep Singh, who has a vast 14 plus years of experience in study abroad and immigration. And the great news is, they are inviting franchisee. Eurocan Global has two franchisee models. First, consultancy center.
Okay.
And training center, where you can earn revenue through commission and classroom training programs. The average payback period is of 9 months. Choose any model, and right from infrastructure setup assistance to operational guidelines, our experienced executives will make sure you, as a franchisee or business partner, receive all the required aid. We ensure your business gets a kickstart, and for that, we assist you throughout the process, like support in office shortlisting, designing office layout, office branding, CRM support for effective interaction between company and customer, providing support staff for new branch, staff recruitment and training, offering print materials and guidance, digital promotion, support in conducting university visits, monthly visits of new branch by regional manager, processing support for the branch, one edufair in every quarter of the year along with MD visit, brand promotion for local marketing, media coverage assistance for inauguration or events, initial support for branch opening, welcome kit for new branch, and fan visits to abroad, etc. You will get a successful business model ready, which will earn you the attractive incentive and excellent return on investment. Eurocan Global has been awarded with Pioneers of North India Award by Honorable Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh, Gaurav Award by Honorable Chief Minister of Haryana, and by Honorable Chief Minister of Punjab for excellence in education and immigration. Eurocan Global deals with 40 plus countries. If you are seeking to explore the world of immigration, here is the time you can fulfill your wish of owning your immigration and visa consultation business. We invite franchises from Pan India. Contact today only. Eurocan Global, making visa dreams reality.
Thank you everyone for staying with me for that video. As you might have seen, we are a company which is guiding people go abroad for their education, travel, and work purposes. As we are talking about Vizag market today, we have done bit of research about the market and the opportunities. Probably after sharing a bit of information about our company, I'll just take you a quick through about the market potential and the opportunities it has. So whenever we talk about this industry in whole of the people going abroad for work, education, or immigration purposes, there are few states in India which top the list, and probably Andhra Pradesh is one of them. So I need not say that Vizag can be a very good potential market in terms of a city which can generate very good number of students going abroad. And there are lot many companies, even there are lot many local players who have local presence in the market. So we bring you an opportunity. If you want to start up a business with less investment and more profit, you want to do anything in education or consulting business where you have interaction with people, and doing that, guiding people go abroad for better opportunities, you are also making profits. We want to be a part of a company which is one of the leading companies in India. We have pretty strong presence in North India. So this is a kind of opportunity we bring you with Eurocan Global. And before I start about the franchisee model, I would like to mention that there are a lot many cities in Andhra Pradesh, including Vizag. We are very keen to set up offices. So we have our reports compiled in terms of whatever annual numbers market can generate. So we'll be giving you a basic introduction about everything. However, if anything is not covered in the presentation, you can probably ask us in the Q&A section, or you can get in touch with the Franchisee India team to schedule a call later. So having our network of offices based in North India, we are inviting franchisees pan India. And we have two business model. One model is consultancy services. Consultancy services for students who want to go abroad, people who want to go abroad for travel or work purposes, or people who want to immigrate abroad. Anything related to visa services is what we guide in the consultancy services. In second model, consultancy is there as it is, but we have also additional business of where you guide people for entrance exam preparation which are related to abroad. So for example, if a student needs to go abroad for higher education, they need to give an exam like IELTS, TOEFL, or PT. So under the second model, you guide students with those exam preparation as well. So we have both the models in place. So if somebody is having a less investment budget, they can opt for model one. However, if investment is not a concern in a market like Vizag, I would highly recommend you go for option two, because you'll have two revenue sources. First would be the visa services. Second would be the training center where you'll be guiding students with exam preparation and all. So franchisee fees for the model one starts from 1.5 lakh, goes up to 3.5 lakh, depending upon the area you want to take a franchisee in consultancy plus training center, it starts from 2 lakh and goes up to 4 lakh. So these are the investment depending whatever area you are seeking franchisee in. We also have additional one model where you can work from home. This has been done in guidance with Franchisee India support, where if you are not having enough investment budget in place, or you are a bit apprehensive about getting into new industry, or you are a newcomer into the sector, you can sign up with the Eurocan Global as a work from home associate. You'll be getting a Eurocan Global brand name, Eurocan Global access to the marketing that we do. We'll be giving the inquiries to you, and from those inquiries you need to counsel the students online, give them the information. Then post enrollment, once they have signed up their application with you, then you need to give it to our processing team who will be doing the application process further. We also invite women entrepreneurs to join Eurocan Global by just paying 1.25 to 1.5 low franchisee fees as a token of gratitude toward women who want to become an entrepreneur. Average payback period in both the model is from 9 to 11 months. So in a market like Vizag, it being a bigger market, it could be somewhat around 6 to 12 months itself. Average ROI ranges from 350% up to 600% in a time period of 5 years. In first model, revenue sources are commission. So for example, if we are sending a student to UK, the university will pay us 10% of their annual fees. So for example, if annual tuition fees is 8 lakh rupees, they'll give us 80,000 rupees. For example, if you are sending a student to Canada, university is giving us 20% as an annual fees. So if the annual fees is 10 lakh rupees, we'll be getting 20%, which is 2 lakh rupees as our commission, which will be paid in two parts. So commission ranges from 10%, it goes up to 20%, depending upon the university or the country. And in classroom training programs, you charge student the processing fees for which you guide them the services. So I'll just give a bit of introduction about the model one. In first model, your setup cost are approximate 5 to 7 lakh rupees. Additionally, you are supposed to have approximately 3 months of working capital in place, which includes your rentals, deposits, and everything. You'll also need to put in another 3 months working capital for staff salary, which would be approximately 1 lakh rupees a month. And with annual appraisal, it may increase from year onward, but first year onward, it will be 1 lakh rupees on an average per month. And then for this visa consulting services, we have a cycle of 2 to 3 months. For example, if you enroll 10 applications in the month of July, you will be getting their result in the month of September or October. So as you can see, this first month, second month, things are zero, third month zero. Then from third month onward, you have started getting the revenue, you have started getting the results of application. So you may get result of first month application in third or fourth month, then second in fifth or sixth month. Accordingly, you'll be getting results of these application. As we mentioned, our average ticket size, average revenue per student starts from 70,000, it goes up to 2 lakh rupees. But you can take an basic average of 80 to 90k. That would be the gross revenue that will be generating per student. So for example, if you are doing 100 applications in a year, 100 applications means a gross revenue of approximate 1 cr. Out of that, if your costings are as per this particular sheet, 20 25 lakh rupees, you are generating a profit of 70 80 lakh rupees. However, in this sheet we have taken the minimal figures, keeping in mind that all the cities are not same, all the cities are not having equal population or equal target market. So even if we keep the minimum average, even if we keep the law of average, we'll be generating round about this 26 lakh rupees on an annual basis, average monthly revenue being 2 to 3 lakh rupees per month revenue. So this also comes to a very decent figure. And whatever revenue we have in the second year, that can be doable in the first year itself in the Vizag market. So this is a business where you can generate 5 lakh rupees per month. And I'm not like hesitant to say so, reason being, this is the kind of potential this market has. Even if you do 10 applications in a month, 5 of them get the visa, you'll end up getting 5 lakh rupees as a gross revenue out of those 5 applications. Every single month you need to focus on 15-20 new applications, and you'll be happy to see see the results of those applications coming in next forthcoming months. The moment you have got your first student commission, you'll be confident enough, okay, this is how the market works. Now my target is to enroll 100 students. That is what we do in our current branches, our current franchises. In second model, you are having additional setup cost of classroom. So to guide students with exam preparation and all, you need to have a setup for classroom and teach equipment. So there you have additional setup cost for classroom. So the total setup cost is approximately 10 to 12 lakh. Moreover, deposits are a bit higher, so you need to have a working capital of at least 6 to 7 lakh rupees in place, which comes to 20 lakh rupees on an average, including all this. Your salaries also go high, as you need to hire 2 trainers, so your monthly salaries are approximately 1,65,000. Then again, revenue cycle is the same. You end up getting results after 3 or 4 months. Average ticket size being 90,000 rupees per student. Now here the catch is, here you are not only making revenue from the visa services, but you are also generating revenue from the classroom training programs. So for example, you have two classrooms, you have 15 number of students in each class. You run 6 batches in a day, starting from 9 to 12, 12 to 3, or 3 to 6, or 6 to 9, whatever it is. You are running 4 batches in a day, or 6 batches in a day. So your average monthly student strength could be on an average 150 to 180 students. Average student paying 10 to 15,000 rupees for his entire course fees, you can annually do a number of 30 to 40 lakh rupees. So your revenue is almost double of what we have in the first model. So sorry, so here your monthly revenue here your monthly revenue is more than 5 lakh rupees per month. And in this particular model, you can grow any bounds. You can have 200 students. I have offices where even our single classrooms, or even our multiple number of classrooms, have had 500 plus students at a single time. So that is the kind of potential this market has. And Vizag being a bigger city, Vizag being a city generating a lot of international students, you can hit somewhere around the second year or third year figure in the very first year itself. So this market has potential. I'm not saying you can do it in the very first month, but this market has a potential where you can make 5 to 9, 10 lakh rupees a month if you do things in a perfect way. You have your marketing team in place, you have your counselors teams and everything in place. Now I have mentioned that you do this, you'll make money, you'll do this, you'll get 5 lakh rupees or 10 lakh rupees, but how to do it? So if we talk about this industry, there have been lot many companies who went into franchisee model but failed. Reason being, franchisees were not able to figure out what they are supposed to do, how they are supposed to do, how they are supposed to do marketing. You told us, okay, you make 10 lakh rupees out of 10 students, but how to get those 10 students, how to get a staff who will get those 10 students. So to answer all those what, when, where, why, how, we have designed our model in a way. And lot many people ask that, okay, I'm a layman into this industry, will it suit me? I have never worked into education or immigration industry, will it suit me? So our entire model is designed in a way where everything from starting till end is kept in mind, that you don't have any experience of working into this industry. So from finalizing office site, amount of area required, how many square feet we need, what kind of setup, aluminium, wooden partition, or how the setup needs to be done, then what sort of staff need to be hired, what is the minimum and maximum salary to be given, how to give them training, what sort of targets they would have, what sort of incentive plan they would have, what sort of countries we will promote, how we will promote, what all platforms we will promote, will we do online advertisement, will we focus on TV, will we focus on newspaper. So everything is done like that. Every single branch is a Eurocan global branch, so we have a central single system for all the branches, and that will be given to you a franchisee as well. So you all need to do is to just to follow the system that we have made. And it hasn't taken us a single day to make that system or a material. We have been doing hundreds of mistakes so far from last 14 years, and whatever system we have, it is combined knowledge of all those failures with some failed offices, some successful startup offices, everything. So you get an experience of 14 years of setup where we utilize resources to the maximum. We don't overhire staff, we don't overpay, we don't take excessive location where we end up paying all the money into rents. If we realize that, okay, we needed a small area, so you'll be getting the support for everything from start till end. Coming about the company, we have been into this sector for last 14 years. We work with 40 plus countries. You name any country in the world, we work with that. And from Andhra Pradesh market, we generate lot many inquiries from our YouTube channel. As I have seen, there are a very increasing number of students who want to study abroad for studies into STEM fields, science, technology, engineering and mathematics. And European countries offering international education at a very less cost. So for example, whatever you pay for education in India, for example, 1 to 2 lakh rupees a year plus 10-15,000 rupees a monthly living cost, something similar you can get in Europe, where you can study in world rank universities, pay living costs according to what you pay in India. So that is the advantage you have with Eurocan when you bring this brand to your market. We've been honored by 13 plus awards from different organizations, including Chief Minister of Punjab, Honorable Chief Minister of Haryana, Honorable Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh, HRD Minister of Punjab, HRD Minister of Uttarakhand, Governor of Gujarat, and many other cabinet ministers. uh, we are certified by 50 plus countries, including UK, US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, for our work into travel and immigration sector. We are also a UK British Council certified company, and I guess in Vizag there is no other company who is having this certification. So this gives an edge, being a UK British Council certified company, to promote UK education in the market. This is how we do our event promotions and coverages in different newspapers whenever we open up a new location, or whenever we plan any education fair or an immigration fair. This is how we do our talk shows on different channels. Even Andhra Pradesh has potential on many regional channels for having a talk show on this education, immigration, and travel industry. So whatever partner we sign up with, will be happy to explore this particular area, where they'll be representing Europe and global brand on regional channels, speaking in regional language, and promoting this education of countries that we work with. Some of the reviews left by different students on our different social media platforms, we have an average reach of 50 lakh per month, include 5 million plus per month on our different social media platforms. Some of the press coverages of different events and award functions that we had. This is how we do our education and immigration fair, where you end up getting 100 to 250 students in a single day. So this is a glimpse, or these are the pictures of last year series, where we had 20 plus cities covered in a single month. Then this is how our normal office looks like, so where you end up getting 10 to 40 walk-ins in a single day at different branches. Some of the students who got visa after January, and I like to mention that this is an industry which despite lockdown was still making decent profits. Even last year, despite lockdown, we were enrolling applications, because entire world has changed their system now. You can apply online, you can start your education online, you can get your visa stamped, you can bring your studies online, and whenever things open up, you can travel to the university. So these all visa copies are of, or all these students are after the lockdown. So we have generated very good number of visas, and even after lockdown we have sent more than 500 plus students in last couple of months. So this is an industry where you won't have to worry about any next COVID wave or any third wave, although it does has an impact, and it had an impact on our industry as well. But as it is normally thought that things would come down to zero, or we won't do any business, that is practically not the scenario. So you can be into industry which won't be affected due to lockdown or closures. And now if we I talk about current scenario, education industry was doing only 10-15% of entire potential. Travel industry was entirely closed, immigration industry was entirely closed. Now everything is opening up. So keeping in mind, we have a potential of 4 like 20,000 people in a age group of 18 to 28, which is my target audience. So whenever we plan up a location, we study this thing online on different social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Google. Then we compile up a report of our target audience, and these are one of the finest sources to study your market. So having 4 lakh 20,000 students as my target audience, and this particular time when everything is opening up, this is the best time to get into business. Even if I have to see last 10 years tenure, there have never been a perfect time to start education industry business. Reason being, now everything is taking pace, everything is starting up, everything is opening up at a very faster scale. Normally earlier universities used to take 10, 15, 20 days for an offer letter. Today they are processing offer letters in a single day. Reason being, they also need students, they also need revenue. So in Vizag we have a target audience potential rate of approximately 4 lakh 20,000 plus students. So as I said initially as well, if we see 4 lakh 20,000 students, our target is only 1% out of that. And out of that 1%, we only need to have 200 to 500 applications a year in a market like Vizag. So we are open to one or two franchises in the city, not more than that, because that will just divide the business among the branches. So we'll be happy to discuss any inquiries you have. But this market has potential. If like a single person is going ahead with the exclusive franchisee, you can do on an average 500 applications a month, which is on an average a gross revenue of 5 to 7 cr. So every year you can have a growth of 10 to 20%. There won't be a I was asked by one of franchisee inquiry that Can we grow it to double next year? Can we grow it to triple next year? Can we grow it to 4 times another year? This is a market which won't grow very inorganically. So there are other companies in the market. You can't enter and steal all their business. Everybody would be coming to Eurocan Global. All you can do, enter the market, penetrate it, make your space, see your target audience, get your share of whatever target number you have. For example, for me, I strongly feel that I can take a market share of 500 students. That is the maximum target I have, and that is a very achievable target. If I have 500 students with me, once I have reached that 500 student level, I'm sending 500 students in a single year, a monthly average being 40 to 60 students. I'll be doing a decent revenue of more than 40-50 lakh rupees a month. Moreover, I'll be generating lot of references which would be coming back to you. So in our business, if you have sent a student, they'll be sending another 3 students to you because you have got their visa done. And this is an industry, this is a field which is always in limelight. So if one person is going abroad for work or study or any other purpose, he or she will be posting lot many pictures. So everybody would be asking them which consultancy, which agent they have chosen. And that is how we generate lot of leads, we generate lot of inquiries. So that will be benefiting you as well. So if you want to have a further discussion, you want to understand the model in a better way, you can probably get in touch with the Franchise India team. We'll be happy to have any second stage, third stage, fourth stage consultation call you may have, or any other immediate inquiries you may have. You can drop into Zoom Q&A session. Over to you, Archana ji, for the questions.
So thank you so much, Amanji, for sharing your idea with us. Sai, may I invite you to have queries? Because we have query from Ravi, so you would like to take that from our question and answer box?
Yeah, sure. So before taking the query which we have received in the Q&A box, so first of all, it's a very great presentation, Amandeep ji, and yeah, the kind of accomplishments and the positive reviews which you have received can showcase the kind of efforts went into developing your brand in a very big way. And so because generally this is a low investment and high profit earning model, because any kind of a service business is a low investment and a low risky. When it becomes successful, then the returns will be huge. But before that, I wanted to understand that because we are also seeing this Delta Plus variant is also coming, and the kind of current future of the people who wanted to travel abroad. I just wanted to understand your perception in this scenario.
See, every single year, last year itself, if we see 2019 figures, over 8 lakh plus students went abroad for higher education. And as I mentioned earlier as well, in Punjab, in Haryana, in Gujarat, in Kerala, in Andhra Pradesh, it is a common trend. People do go abroad. So even in my YouTube channel, where the most of videos are in Punjabi or Hindi, I end up getting lot many comments from students from Andhra Pradesh that you should post up content in regional language, or you should post content in English. That is where we discovered that this market has a lot of potential. We did some dry run of advertisement in the market. We got pretty good response. And as of now, if we talk about this industry in general, this is sitting at this particular level and it has to reach its peak. It has never happened before, because every year there was like demand was there, supply was there. Last particular 2 years, demand was there, but supply wasn't there. So now everybody is curious to go abroad, and that is something I've seen in Punjab, where last month, despite lockdown, despite my staff sitting at home, people knowing that lockdown is there, flights are not open, embassies are not open, only universities are open, but they had this thing in mind that when it will open up, it will be very easy and everybody would rush to go abroad. We were getting applications, and we are seeing this trend every single day. We are working 14 hours a day. We are generating very good number of inquiries in every single day. Our single day walk-ins in office are more than 30 to 50 walk-ins. So that is a kind of trend people have now, and for next 1 year we'll be seeing a very high number of people going abroad for education, immigration and travel history.
Very great, very useful. Yeah. So I also wanted to understand, Mandeep ji, so what kind of backing support we are having in fulfilling the immigration processes for the students who are registering with us, and what is the success ratio in getting the visas for them?
See, we are duly certified. We work with almost all the major universities in the world. So we are certified partners for all the universities. We are also having our registered office in Canada, which is a Canadian government certified immigration law firm. Moreover, we have our company office in UK. So we have our lawyers on board from different countries, different companies. So although whatever experience we have in 14 years, that gives us an edge of having a very good practice in place. So in a market like Andhra Pradesh, South Indian states have better visa success ratio as compared to Punjab. I have sent a few handful number of students from Andhra Pradesh as well. So in a market like Vizag, you can generate 90 to 95% success ratio. Another common trend that I have seen in this market, as I mentioned during a presentation also, people from middle class willing to go abroad for higher education. So that is where Eurocan comes in place, where we have even countries with the annual tuition fees. For example, we take a engineering graduate, BTech graduate. He wants to study in top 200 rank university in the world. He can go and study in top 200 rank universities by just paying 1 or 2 lakh rupees a year and spending 10 to 15,000 rupees a month for their living costs. So that is the kind of products we bring. We bring world top rank universities. We bring universities with the low fees, somewhat similar to we pay India. We bring one of the top highly paid universities, somewhat we have in France, Germany, and UK. So we have options for everyone, from middle class, from higher middle class, for upper middle class. And our major motive is to make this international education accessible for everyone. We have done it in the north, and we want to have it replicated in other states as well.
Okay, useful. So Eurocan is required in each and every potential city where
Yes, yes.
yeah. So we are looking forward to connect with the investors who wanted to
I
set up
look, I
and
look forward. I look forward as well.
So
Thank you.
Thank
Aman, yeah, before we let you go, I want to understand, we have one query from Mr. Ravi. He wants to understand that what is the eligibility criteria for women entrepreneur. His wife is already a woman entrepreneur and she's running some business. So what will be a typical kind of a criteria you are looking out for investors?
See, for women entrepreneurs, we don't have any rigid criteria in place. Normally, for franchisee, we have two things required. First is you want to get into this business for longer run. It is not a passive investment business that you put in 4 or 5 lakh rupees, you'll start getting 5 lakh rupees a month. So you need to be actively involved into business. Second is whatever branch we sign up, whatever work from home agent we sign up, whatever woman entrepreneur franchisee we sign up, or whatever normal franchisee we sign up, we want to have it sustainable in a longer run. So if you have these two things common, first you want to actively involved into this business. Second, you want to run this business like your own business. So Eurocan Global won't be a franchisor for you. Eurocan Global would be your own company. So you'll be the MD, CEO of this company at your local city. So you have to run that office with this confidence that, okay, this is my company. In the back end, you'll get our support in terms of better brand, in terms of marketing approach, in terms of products. Everything will be there at the back end. You just need to be the execution hand doing things. So in terms of eligibility criteria, nothing is required. So if you want to have a call over further discussion, you can get in touch with the Franchiseindia team.
So thank you so much, Aman. We'll definitely align your calls because we have Miss Richa also who wants to have one-to-one call with you. So Miss
Sure.
Richa, we'll try to set up your call maybe tomorrow or on Monday with Amanji.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Namaskar. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you.
Now, after Eurocan, we invite Mr. Gaurav Arora, who is representing the brand Kareem's from Delhi. Yes, you have heard it right. It's Kareem, original Kareem's from Delhi. And today he'll be sharing the kind of the 100 years legacies the brand enjoys. Thank you so much, Gaurav, for sparing time and joining us today for our Vizag chapter under Bharat Franchise Show. Over to you.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Vizag. So I'm really glad that Franchise India has given this opportunity to me, that I am coming and presenting to you this 100-year legacy of Kareem's. So I'm sure that most of you would have heard of the brand Kareem's and the reason of our existence, but I'd like to run you through before I come on the commercials, that what exactly is Kareem and where do we come from and what is the vision forward. So this is the brand which was started by the first generation Haji Karimuddin, who is the proud founder of the brand, and he started this company, this brand in 1913. So it's, yes, you heard it right. So it's basically a brand which has started more than 100 years before. And how it started, I tell you, when our first generation Haji Karimuddin, while he was working for the last Mughal emperor Bahadur Shah Jafar, that's where he thought that when he can serve this delicious food to people who are there in the Mughal era, why not he serve it to the people who are outside the Mughal era? And why not to serve it to each and every corner of the country where we do not have Mughal emperors? So that's where the journey started. And today, with all the efforts that the family has put in, with all the hard work that has been put in so far in the brand, we have today become a global brand. And not only in India, but even in other continents, I would say the BBC Good Food, National Geographic Foods of the World, and the New York Times have acknowledged us that we serve the same cuisine which used to be served 100 years before. So that's where we want to tell you that if in case if you're looking at something in the F&B space and you are contemplating as to which opportunity is right for you, then I tell you this is one cuisine where people generally get more craving for, because this is one cuisine where people would like to try their hands on. This is one cuisine which is today known as a North India cuisine, but it is actually North Indian. It is not just a North Indian cuisine, it is basically our Indian cuisine, and we give all the veg and the non-veg food in this. Right? Meet the director of the today's generation. So we have Zain ul Abidin. He is basically the fourth descendant of the Haji Karimuddin, who started this company. And today with him, we have Mr. Zohaib, who is the fifth generation of the family, who is looking after this business on behalf of the family. So why we have been able to maintain the same lineage, why we have been able to maintain the same taste, the same recipe, and the same aura, right? I would say in this business is because we have not given it to some company to run it. We are still running it as a family, and people who join us as a franchise partner, they also become the family, and we give them each and every support which is required to set up this chain and to make it operational and then to make it profitable. So at every stage, you see companies going to give you the options. We have typically 3 options available, but for Vizag, because it's going to be a new market for us where we are yet to create the footmark. So we want to have somebody who is looking at setting up a dine-in restaurant primarily. However, we are open for the QSR also, but not the cloud kitchen. So how it happens, I tell you. The investment starts in a tune of 65-70 odd lakh rupees for a dine-in restaurant. You need about 2,000 square feet area, and we give you an 80 cover restaurant. 80 लोगों को बैठने की जगह का एक टाइम पे आप ये रेस्टोरेंट सेटअप कर सकते हो. इसमें अप्रोक्सीमेटली आपका 20 लाख रुपए फ्रेंचाइज फीस का है, और रफली 40 लाख 35 लाख आपका सेटअप में खर्चा आता है, जिसमें आपका किचन और इंटीरियर्स का खर्चा होता है. एंड अबाउट 3-4-5 lakhs are required for you to basically have a working capital while you're setting up a new business. So we want to apprise you that do not believe that you will get the customer from first month, first day, and you will be able to meet out your expenses. So keep 3 to 6 months as your gestation period in F&B space, but this will give you a return in 15 to 18 months. So having said that, 65 से 70 लाख रुपए का इन्वेस्टमेंट आपको चाहिए. इसमें आपको सपोर्ट सिस्टम कैसे मिलता है? So I'll tell you from the time you put your application for this restaurant. So while you put your application, we'll come on a call with you and we'll give you the entire knowledge as to what this business is all about and how you have to do, which location you have to find out, and what has to be the neighborhood, what has to be the demography, what has to be geography, topography of your proposed site where you have to set up this Kareem. Now, even after you have done your own diligence and you have some site earmarked for this restaurant, our team will do all the due diligence and will help you to shortlist the right site. After you have the sites shortlisted for us, हम लोगों का एक technical team हम आपको assign कर देंगे, and that technical team is going to basically give you the guidance and the technical know-how that how you have to set up the kitchen. कितने square feet का kitchen होना चाहिए, कैसी entry होनी चाहिए, कैसा ambience, कैसा color coding, जो आपका sitting furniture है, sitting arena है, उसमें कितना aisle space होना चाहिए, कितने height पे आपका जो है सर्विस स्टेशन होना चाहिए, कितने हाइट पे आपके प्लग पॉइंट्स होने चाहिए, कितनी हाइट पे आपकी फॉल सीलिंग, किस तरीके की फॉल सीलिंग, लाइट, एम्बियंस, ओवरऑल लुक एंड फील कैसा होना चाहिए। किचन के अंदर आपका रेफ्रिजरेटर, डीप फ्रीजर, कोल्ड फ्रीजर, क्ले पॉट जिसको हम तंदूर भी बोलते हैं, ये सब चीजें आपके टेक्निकल स्पेसिफिकेशंस में हम आपको बताएंगे, ड्राइंग्स देंगे आपको इसकी, और उसके बेसिस पे आपको ये पूरा सेटअप करना है। वी गिव यू कंप्लीट फ्रीडम दैट यू कैन चूज योर ओन वेंडर, बट वी आर गोइंग टू गिव यू एन आर्किटेक्ट हु इज गोइंग टू डिजाइन योर रेस्टोरेंट लेआउट एंड यू हैव टू देन वर्क अकॉर्डिंगली, ताकि आपको जो है टेक्निकल नो हाउ होने की वजह से ना आपका लॉस नहीं होगा। यू आर गोइंग टू ऑप्टिमाइज योर एक्सपेंसेस बिकॉज यू नो दैट वेयर एग्जैक्टली इज रिक्वायर्ड, व्हाट इज टू बी पुट इन एट व्हाट प्लेस। तो आपका जब सारा कॉर्नर्स डिसाइड हो जाएंगे और आपको पता है कि आपके नेक्स्ट स्टेप में आपको क्या सेटअप में लेके आना है और उसको कैसे प्रोक्योर करना है, कहाँ से करना है और कितना क्वांटिटी में करना है, कितने गेज का करना है, कितना उसका वेट होना चाहिए, वो सब चीजें टेक्निकल, तो आपकी कॉस्ट ऑप्टिमाइज होती है वहां पे। फिर जब आपका रेस्टोरेंट बन जाएगा तो उसमें कैसे मार्केटिंग करनी है, क्या मेन्यू होना चाहिए, उसके कंपटीशन के बेसिस पे क्या रेट्स होने चाहिए, वो सब कुछ आपको मिलेगा। मेन्यू को आपको सपोर्ट करने के लिए वी आर गोइंग टू गिव यू द वेंडर्स who are going to help you to procure the chicken, the mutton and various other non-veg and the veg items which are required on day-to-day basis. Besides this vendor selection and management is done, we'll now help you to basically get our alliance done with Swiggy and Zomato and Dine-in and various other places where you can get the online orders from. फिर आपका ये सेलिंग वाला हो गया। अब हम आपको बताएंगे कि आपको मार्केटिंग कैसे करनी है, किस तरीके से पीआर करना है, किस तरीके से आपने वहां पे बिलो द लाइन एक्टिविटीज करनी है या आपने कोई भी मीडिया बाइंग करनी है। हमारी कंपनी का सपोर्ट रहेगा, बट what exactly is to be done in that local vicinity of 5 to 10 kilometers from your site where you have set up the restaurant is very, very important, is because the communication which is going in the market has to be appropriate enough that people become inquisitive to know about it. They become curious to know about it कि ये क्या नया ब्रांड आया है, ये क्या नया ऑफरिंग लेके आया है, and they come to you for the first time. और उसके बाद तो सारा फिर culinary आर्ट का है। तो हमने आपके टीम को हायरिंग करके उसको ट्रेन करके उसका सारा रेसिपी मिक्स देंगे, उसको सारे स्पाइसेस हम लोग सप्लाई करेंगे। तो आपका कोई भी जो डिश रहेगा उसका, चाहे वो दिल्ली में रेस्टोरेंट हो, बैंगलोर में हो, वाइजैक में हो, या वो केरल में हो या बॉम्बे में हो, हमारा जो टेस्ट रहता है ना वो थ्रू आउट हमारा सेम रहता है। अक्रॉस इंडिया, कन्याकुमारी टू जम्मू कश्मीर सेम टेस्ट आपको मिलेगा, क्योंकि स्पाइस मिक्स सेम रहेगा और आपको ये सारे जो मिलेंगे ना प्री मिक्सेस वो पैक्ड मिलेंगे। तो आपको पता है कि आपको किस डिश में कितने क्वांटिटी में मसाला डालना है, क्योंकि गेम ही यही है। किसी भी F&B स्पेस का सबसे बड़ा गेम क्या है कि उसकी रेसिपी का जो ट्रेड सीक्रेट है, तो वो आपको हम प्रोवाइड करेंगे बिसाइड्स द अदर टेक्निकल नो हाउ। और फिर उसके बाद केटरिंग के ऑर्डर्स लेने हैं या कोई भी और रिटेंशन के लिए प्रोग्राम्स रन करने हैं आपको, अपने विजिटर्स के लिए, आपने अपने ईटर्स के लिए, तो उसमें आपको क्या स्ट्रैटेजी यूज करनी है, ऑल दैट विल बी गिवन टू यू बाय द कंपनी। तो ये पूरा प्रोसेस जो है आप मान के चलिए, फ्रॉम द टाइम यू कम to us with an application and we giving you all the brief much in detail of what we are going to discuss today, उसके बाद एक ROI शीट के ऊपर वर्किंग होगी बेसिस दी साइट दैट यू आर गोइंग टू प्रपोज टू अस। क्योंकि अगर आपकी अपनी है तो उसका क्या नोशनल रेंट है, अगर आपकी वो रेंटेड है तो उसमें रेंट निकालने के बाद आपको क्या वॉल्यूम्स बचते हैं, वो पूरा आपको होमवर्क हम करके देंगे। एंड उसके बाद अगर आपकी कन्विंसिंग होती है तभी हम आपके साथ बढ़ेंगे, इसमें आपके साथ LOI साइन करेंगे और ये सारा टेक्निकल सपोर्ट हमारा शुरू हो जाएगा। इसी तरीके से सेकंड फॉर्मेट है QSR फॉर्मेट, which is basically a takeaway kind of an outlet wherein you're not supposed to have much of the dine-in area, but you can have probably some kind of a standing desk where people come and they have some meal then and there and then they go back home. So it's not a place where you can have a casual or a fine dining for people. It is for a place where you have people coming and going. So it's a fast turnaround basis business. That is why we call it as a quick service. So you have a lot of things half ready at your outlet and people come, they order and you serve it to them. Menu में difference नहीं होगा, लेकिन हाँ, since dine-in नहीं है तो most of the orders that you get are going to be for the deliveries. इसमें आपका इन्वेस्टमेंट 25 से 30 लाख रुपए का रहता है। 10 लाख रुपए की फ्रेंचाइज फीस है जो कि इसमें इंक्लूडेड है, और आपका इसमें जो ROI है वो 15 महीने का है। डाइन-इन में आपका ROI है जो है वो आपका 18 से 24 महीने का है। तो ये आप ध्यान रखिएगा, अगर आप इस बिजनेस में आ रहे हैं आपको पेशेंस के साथ आना पड़ेगा, और पेशेंस के साथ साथ टेक्निकल नो हाउ को उसी तरीके से फॉलो करना पड़ेगा जैसे ये बाकी इंडिया के रेस्टोरेंट्स में हमारे हो रहा है। बिकॉज वन रॉन्ग डिश दैट वी प्रिपेयर will create a negative impression on the other people who are sitting, because one complaint will lead to a lot of negative remarks. So we are very particular about our quality. We are very particular about people whom we are working with. and we have to work in future. तो सोच समझ के थॉट थ्रू आपका एक डिसीजन होना चाहिए. हम आपको डिसीजन मेकिंग में हेल्प करेंगे और आपको ये सेटअप करने में और रन करने में हमारी टीम आपको हेल्प करेगी. We have already created a value chain with Kareem. Now we would like to explore new places. So whatever media you talk about today, whether it is a print media or an electronic media, or it is the social media, we are present in each and every nick and corner of the country with people's trust and the belief and the kind of case that we deliver to them. On your screen, you can see the revolution, the evolution that has happened in our company, in our outlook towards the business and the outlets that we set up. On your left, you have the first outlet that was started in 19 about. So the difference between two is that one is an old school of thought and the second is the modern era fine dining place for people who would like to come and relax with their family and have a ultimate experience of for their dinner, for their parties, for their lunches, and for their high teas. Right. Last but not the least, why you should invest in. There are many reasons, as I've told you. There are many merits which are attached with our brand, but the top three are the 100-year legacy in F&B space, especially in the iconic Mughlai cuisine, which no other brand in India has. Second, the variety of options that you have, either a dine-in or a QSR. And third, the great ROI, the fastest ROI. 15 months, you are game. 18 months, restaurant dine-in, 80 lakh, 70 lakh ka investment, you are game. So imagine, even in the COVID period, when I'm giving you this commitment that you can make your investment coming back to your account in 15 to 18 months, which means we have experienced that thing, and we have actually gone through this last 1.5 years where, because of the alliance that we have with the online platform, we have increased in our sale, and the franchises which are working with us, right, they've been highly contented. In case you wish to speak to somebody, come to us and we'll make you speak to one of the franchisee owners so that you also become that equal confident and we take this journey ahead. Today talking about the origin country, origin place, I would say origin city of Kareem's. We have over 220 outlets, and apart from that, we are present in Ludhiana, Chandigarh, Kanpur, Raipur, Lucknow, Allahabad, and we're looking at places like Pune, Bombay, Bangalore, Kolkata, Chennai, and many more. So Vizag, please hurry up, pull out your socks, come to us, and we'll be happy to host you. We'll be happy to host you in our restaurant if you wish to pay a visit and taste the food. If you want to meet somebody, the investor, the franchise owner of Kareem's, come to us. We'll make you speak to them. In case you wish to speak to us, come to our office, or we meet again on the virtual platform and give you the complete clarity on the business with actual ROI sheet, where we'll give you the insight of every investment penny that you are going to invest and how you are going to earn that money back. Thank you so much. Any questions?
So thank you so much, Gaurav. It was great presentation, full of energy from your side. We definitely having queries for you. So may I invite Mr. Sai for all those queries?
Gaurav Arora ji, hi.
Hi, namaskar, Sai ji. Kaise hain? Good evening.
Good evening. I can see the aura around you.
Yeah. So that's the aura which I was talking about, that the brand owns today, right? So we believe that people who become the part of Kareem, they will become the part of this aura that we carry around.
Exactly. So as of now, we never used to have very much legacy brands presence and penetration in our Andhra Pradesh. But now we are having Paradise and Kareem's for the investors to being a franchisee owners.
Right.
Yeah. And I also wanted to mention two USPs about the Kareem's. So one USP, what the Kareem's do is they used to follow this coal-based cooking.
Right.
And second USP is very unique. They used to supply or maintain some kind of a spices where, for example, in the summer season, if we used to consume the dishes, that maintains our body temperature. And in the same time, if we are consuming the same kind of a biryani or any kind of dishes in the Kareem's during this winter season, our body used to maintain the warmness. So
Right.
based on the season, they used to supply the masalas to the franchisees. So which is-
Absolutely, Sai. You nailed it. You nailed it. So
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
absolutely right.
Even
So that is why we maintain the supply of the spices from our head office. We don't allow people to buy it locally, is because what we use in our recipes cannot be replicated. Even if I talk about जो clay plot की आप बात कर रहे हैं, जो coal cooking की आप बात कर रहे हैं, उसका जो exterior और interior होता है, right, जो material का वो बनता है, वो हम कभी भी किसी भी अपने फ्रेंचाइजी के सामने भी शेयर नहीं करेंगे. वो हमारा ही आदमी उनका जो है बनवा के जाएगा आपके यहाँ पे, क्योंकि वो हमारा ट्रेड सीक्रेट है. तो कोल कुकिंग इज आवर स्पेशलिटी, एंड we still believe that nobody can cook better than us using the clay plot.
Exactly, very true. And so we have ready investors also, Gauraji, because we don't have a much presence in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. Unfortunately, we did not get an opportunity to taste Kareem dishes and all. So once if these lockdowns were not there, we would have started Kareem's biryanis in Vijayanaram, Visakhapatnam, Rajahmundry, Vijayawada, and also in Srikakulam.
Right.
So I also wanted to understand that are you open to give the franchises for Tier 3 cities also?
Yes. Sai. So we are very much open, but what we believe is that in case somebody is coming to us only for a QSR, right? One QSR in a big city like Vizag, we prefer that he should at least opt for 3 QSRs or 5 QSRs, right? So that you can create that value chain. Otherwise, while we provide supplies to you, it will cost you bomb, which is not going to basically help you make the quick ROI. So the ecosystem, the value system has to be such that we create multiple centers, or we create one dine-in and at least 2-3 QSRs, right? So we want to. So what we believe is that there has to be a consortium. There has to be a mix of the offerings, right, in any new city when we start. So we can perhaps start with a QSR, but it has to be at least 3 to 5. Or if we are starting with dine-in, so either way, so dine-in one is possible, but for QSR at least 3 to 5 in any new city that we want to enter. That's the strategy which we want to, which we want to work on. However, we are open in case the investor is very keen on setting up the QSR, but he has planned to set up a dine-in maybe 3 months down the line, or he wants to set up QSR second or the third outlet in down the line. We are open to discuss with them on the proposition, and we can perhaps give them some kind of a discount to take up the multi-center unit. Or we have one more option which I have not discussed here, but yes, we are open for a master franchisee format as well. So if somebody would like to take up a master franchisee where they take the ownership of 10, 20, 30 odd centers in the state, right, in a product mix, the dine-in and the QSR, we'll be happy to give them the master franchisee, and there is a separate proposition, there is a separate investment and the scope of work between the parent company and the master franchisee, because he then has to service his sub-centers, right, sub-franchisees under him. So he has to think like Kareem. He cannot think like a master franchisee. He has to think like Kareem. He has to think like the parent company, right? So I was listening in my last presentation by Aman, where he was talking about somebody acting as a CEO when taking the franchisee at a local level. Similarly, we believe that somebody taking the Kareem's franchisee has to act like a CEO. But in our case, it is not the chief executive officer. No, it is the chief enablement officer. So he has to enable franchisee to think like Kareem. So if he thinks like Kareem, he can enable people to think like Kareem. So that's what the belief we have.
Very great. Yeah. And
Thank
Gaurav,
you so much, Gaurav, for joining in today.
Archana ji, I have a final query. I'll just write it with Gaurav ji, and then we can move on to some other brand.
Sure.
So Gaurav ji, most of the people, if they wanted to set up any kind of a restaurants, the main query or main problem they used to encounter is managing the chefs. So I also understood that Kareem's is also open in supplying the chefs if franchisee wants to set up and take the support in the chef also. So I just wanted to.
So I tell you, I'll quickly address in the interest of the second brand which is in line, right? तो हम लोग शेफ प्रोवाइड नहीं करते हैं, लेकिन जितने भी आपका स्टाफ है उसको लोकल लेवल पे ट्रेनिंग देते हैं वहीं पे आके, और उनका सिलेक्शन शॉर्टलिस्टिंग में हम लोग आपको हेल्प करेंगे. But हम लोग मैन पावर सप्लाई नहीं कर सकते हैं. We can perhaps help you to tie up with some of the other HR consultancy, and that consultancy can provide you a continuous resumes, right? But कंपनी की तरफ से ट्रेनिंग और डेवलपमेंट का पूरा सपोर्ट रहेगा 100%. whether you keep 1 step or you keep 10 steps. वो आपको support मिलेगा.
Okay. Thank you, Gaurav ji.
Thank you.
So thank you so much, Gaurav, for joining in. We still have some of the queries, and Miss Richa, she wants to have a more detail on the future as well as she wants to have a call with you. So Miss Richa will try to get time from Mr. Gaurav tomorrow, and Sai will definitely align this call.
Thank you, Archana. Thank you, Richa ji. We look forward to meeting you soon over a virtual platform, and we'll give you the all insight, whatever is required to sort your queries. Thank you so much once again, Vizag. Have a lovely evening ahead. Bye.
Thank you, Gaurav.
Bye. Take care. Bye. Now we invite Mr. Aradhya Khanna, who is representing the brand Gem Selections, the brand which was established by his father, and he is taking that particular legacy in market. They are already having legacy of 34 years in market, and today he'll be talking about different models they have got for us. Thank you so much, Aradhya, for joining in today. Aradhya is also Chief Marketing Officer at Gem Selections. Thank you so much, sir. Over to you. Can we start the presentation from your side?
I would like to start the presentation with a short video.
Gem Selections, the world's biggest gemstone brand, founded in 1987 by Pankaj Khanna, with the only goal to bring the finest of the world to our customers. With more than 500 dealers worldwide, 1,904 affiliated astrologers, and 15 stores around the globe, Gem Selections brings quality gemstones from factory to the hands of the customers directly. Technologically advanced ecosystems around gemstones are designed to benefit both the sellers and customers. Gem Selections has been recognized as a symbol of trust and genuinity by celebrities. With more than 2 crore YouTube lifetime views and over 50 lakh traffic across website and social media, Gem Selections has been the choice of all ages. Come partner with us and be a part of the largest growing gemstone brand in the world. Gem Selections.
About us. Gem Selections is the retail brand of our group, Khanna Gems Group. Today, Gem Selections is the biggest brand in the world for astrological gemstones. My father, Mr. Pankaj Khanna, established this brand back in 1987. He is the chairman of the entire Khanna Gems Group, and he's also the face of our brand Gem Selections. So my father, he's a very renowned astrologer himself, and he's also the author of the best-selling book on gemstones, Mystery of Gemstones.
Our vision is to empower people to enjoy the benefits of natural gemstones by making the same available to them in each and every corner of the world at reasonable prices.
Gem Selection stores around the world. 14 stores in India, Delhi, Rajasthan, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Mumbai, Mysore, Bangalore. 2 stores in USA, San Francisco, California, and Idaho. 1 store in London, United Kingdom, and 1 store in Melbourne, Australia.
So I would like to clarify one thing, that we are not into the business of jewelry. We are into the business of astrological gemstones. So right now the jewelry business is down, but our business of astrological gemstones, it is booming like never before. You will be shocked to hear the statement, but there is a very big reason behind the scene. Actually, people wear gemstones only and only when an astrologer recommends them to wear a gemstone. So when do people consult astrologers? People consult astrologers only and only when they are facing some issue in their life. They don't know what will happen to them in the future. They have uncertainty. They are anxious. Then only they will consult astrologers. And right now, due to the pandemic, the level of uncertainty is at a all-time high, right? So people are consulting more and more astrologers. And when people are consulting more and more astrologers, more and more people, more and more astrologers are recommending people to wear gemstones. And what we have in place is a network of more than 1900 astrologers who recommend our brand for a commission in return. Like pharmaceutical companies, they have tie-up with doctors. Similarly, we have tie-up with astrologers. So our sales are rising like never before, even during this pandemic. So I will tell you the entire customer journey. First, the customer will get astrological consultation. Either it will be from an affiliated astrologer, and we also provide astrology service. We have our own team. So the customer will be either taking astrology consultation from our team of astrologers or from an affiliated astrologer or any third party astrologer. So the first step in the sale of gemstone, the first step is an astrological consultation. The second step, the customer will decide which gemstone, because gemstones, we sell gemstones which start at 1100 rupees per carat and it goes up to 1,11,000 rupees per carat. So the customer might be buying a 5,000 rupee gemstone. The customer might be buying a 15 lakh rupee gemstone. The customer might be buying a 2 carat gemstone. The customer might be buying a 50 carat gemstone. So the customer has to decide as to which particular gemstone I want to buy. So that also the customer will decide from our inventory. Third step, the customer cannot wear the gemstone just like that. He will have to get it made into an ornament, be it a ring, be it bracelet or a pendant. So the customer will select from the designs which we make, or the customer can also give his or her own design. Ornament design and metal selection is done. Then we will manufacture the product, and then we will do abhimantran of the product. We will energize the product, and then the product will be given to the customer. So we are present in the entire value chain, and our franchisee will book commission at each and every level of the value chain. He will have margin in each and every level of the value chain. So that is the good thing about our business. So what's the impact of COVID? As we have discussed before, our business is booming like never before. Why? People are consulting more and more astrologers, and more astrologers are recommending our brand for a commission in return. The second reason why our sales are rising is that we are the only company in entire Asia which actually sells gemstones on EMI. So right now everybody wants to save cash, right? They want to have liquidity. So in our store, if somebody walks into our store, the customer can take home a 2 lakh rupee gemstone by just paying a down payment of 20,000 rupees. So let's say in a market there are 10 people who are 100% genuine buyers of gemstones, right? So if we are able to communicate to all the 10 people that we are selling gemstones on EMI, out of 10, 9 people will walk into a gem selection store because they will not get this facility anywhere else. This is the biggest reason why our sales are rising. So I will now play the short video regarding the franchise opportunity.
Gem Selections Experience Center. We receive calls from nearly every district of this country. Let's say a customer sitting in Pushkar wants to buy a gemstone of rupees 2.5 lakhs, which he has selected on our website. He will be very afraid to order something of this value without any face-to-face interaction. The customer usually asks that do we have any branch office nearby? Here is where the role of Gem Selections Experience Center franchisee begins. We will redirect all our customers to our franchisee's address. He or she will take the payment from the customer. We will dispatch the particular gemstone from our headquarters to the franchisee's address, and then the customer will collect the gemstones from the franchisee. The franchisee will earn a good commission for facilitating the sale. Since we are the only company in India which sells gemstones on EMI, many people will inquire about the same from our franchisee as well. We will provide our internal software to the franchisee to access the customer's creditworthiness in order to sell gemstones on EMI. Does the franchisee owner need to be involved in the day-to-day operations? The franchisee owner does not need to be involved in the day-to-day operations at all. We have developed standard operating procedures for everything. Area required for the franchisee: 70 square feet to 100 square feet. Location of franchisee. The franchisee need not be in any mall or any main market, as our goal is not to sell to the walk-in customers. The franchisee can be opened in any location, but the location should be such that people should feel comfortable in carrying cash to buy their gemstone. Number of employees. Only one employee will be needed whose job will be to explain the customers about gemstones, take their ring size, place the order on our internal panel, collect money from the customer and hand over the gemstone to the customer.
We are Gem Selections, retail brand of the vertically integrated Khanna Gems Group, passionate about bringing the best gems, God's gift to humanity, to our esteemed customers at the best price possible. We are the first company in India to sell the precious gemstones in their untreated natural form on EMIs. Join our Gem Selections family as franchise owners and reap the benefits of our brand, heritage, support, marketing to take your franchise business to new heights. Why should you own a Gem Selection franchise? The most important reason is that you are associated with the brand Gem Selections, and our team supports the franchise owners in every way, starting from store pre-launch marketing to store launch activities, to the continuous marketing that we do to ensure your store does more business. Let us consider the pre-launch marketing for your store. Our team puts its best efforts to ensure that the customers are well aware of your store and are lined up by the time your store opens. How do we achieve this? We do multi-pronged marketing through various avenues to target customers of all generations. We start with a teaser video or ad on the social networking sites and print media to generate curiosity among the people. We also ensure a lot of media coverage, be it the TV channels or the radio or the newspapers. We don't leave any stone unturned when it comes to marketing. We put on a lot of videos and ads on social media like Instagram, Facebook and Twitter and start a countdown to your store's launch. Now comes the big day, the store opening. How do we help you out here, you wonder? On the store launch day, we ensure that all the top media is there to witness and cover the store launch. Our countdown has already made potential customers curious about the store. We circulate the e-invitations over the various social networking platforms and printed media to ensure the public is aware of the store opening. We update the store address on our websites and all our records and continue your store's marketing. The most significant advantage of joining hands with us is that we don't stop here. We continue to market for your store by running various Google ads. We also continue with the promotions and video ads on digital platforms like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, blogger outreach, conduct contests, and do many more campaigns to create awareness of your store and to attract more customers. We ensure regular media coverage of the store in newspapers, radio, and TV channels. We also publish esteemed customers' testimonials to create the buzz about your store and its offerings. Not only this, we organize one special webinar every month for each and every of our franchise stores where Mr. Pankaj Khanna, Chairman of Gem Selections and Khanna Gems Group, himself will talk about gemstones and also interact with the audience. In any business, marketing is the biggest pain point, but our franchise partners need not worry about that, as the entire burden of marketing is on us. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to become a Gem Selections franchise owner.
Benefits for a franchisee for Gem Selections. Access to 65 crore worth of government lab certified gemstone inventory. Exclusive rights to operate Gem Selection store in a territory. Training program and certification to represent Gem Selections. Multiple revenue streams, EMI support to customers from our finance team. Access to all departments of Gem Selections headquarters. Full central and local marketing support. 24/7 audio and video CCTV surveillance which ensures autopilot operations. Franchisee support team to help with each and every issue on top priority. Technology support provided by Gem Selections.
So the biggest thing that our franchisee will benefit by partnering with us is that we hold the largest inventory possible of gemstones. We have an inventory which is worth more than 65 crores, and the entire inventory is certified by government lab IGI GTL. So our franchisees can sell anything from the stock which is lying at the store. Plus, they will have virtual access to our entire inventory. So they can sell anything and make money on it. They can sell any gemstone and make money on it. So they have access to such a large range of gemstones. The next thing, we are providing exclusive territory. This is the Vizag show. So in Vizag, there will be only one franchise store and only one gem selection store. Only one gem selection store. So this thing will be there. So the franchisee will be the king in his or her territory. There will be training period of 15 days, which is mandatory. Multiple revenue streams will be there. You will be selling gemstones to the customers in online and offline mode. You will be selling gemstones to jewelers. You will be selling gemstones to astrologers. And we also have a referral program which encourages more sales. So as we have discussed earlier regarding the EMI program. So I want to clarify one thing, that we will be taking the complete responsibility of selling the gemstones on EMI. So no burden or risk will be there on the franchisee. So all these points have already been discussed. All the departments are at the complete disposal of our franchisee. Full central and local marketing support will be there. 24/7 audio and video surveillance of the store will be done, and the reports will be shared with you. Franchise support team will be there. Technology support will be there. So what's the investment? The total investment is 17 lakh rupee. The stock will be of 7.5 lakh rupee, initial stock. Franchise fees 5 lakh rupee. Setup cost 5 lakh rupee. And working capital 1.5 lakh rupee. So requirement, 100 square feet area is required. One person is required. Monthly operating expenses, rent 20,000 rupee. Salary 20,000 rupee. Miscellaneous expenses 10,000 rupee. So the total monthly expenses are 50,000 rupee. So revenue, the revenue will be approximately 20. The revenue margin will be 20% on the online sale of gemstones and jewelry, 28% on the gemstones and jewelry stock, and 40% on the crystal stock. The payback period will be 15 months. Revenue projection. So in the first year, our franchisee will have a turnover of approximately 60 lakh rupees, which means 5 lakh rupee average monthly revenue. So I want to clarify, this revenue is after the gestation period of 3 months. That is from the 4th month, the first year revenue calculation starts. So in the first year, the franchisee will have a revenue of 60 lakh rupees, and average revenue per month is 5 lakh rupees. What are the expenses? So first, what is the share of the franchise in this revenue? It is 25%. Weighted average margin is 25%. So 25% our franchisee will get. That is, the franchisee will get 1,25,000 rupees. So you subtract the operating expenses of 50,000 rupees. So a franchisee will get 75,000 rupees every month from the 4th month. It is a very big deal. And what is the best thing about our business is that in any business, if you want to make your turnover from, let's say you are operating a restaurant, you want to take your turnover from 1 crore to 2 crore, you will have to have a bigger area. You will have to have more tables. You will have to have more serving staff. You will also have to have a bigger kitchen, more people in the kitchen, right? So your investment and your operating expenses, they increase. But in our business, the speciality is that from the same shop, from where you are doing a monthly revenue in the beginning is the monthly revenue of 5 lakh rupee every month in the beginning. You can take your monthly revenue, your monthly sales to 1 crore also. And your operating expenses won't rise because you don't need a bigger area. The employee which is handling 5 lakh rupee sale, the same employee can actually handle 1 crore sale also. Because in our product, the average ticket size is 50,000 rupee. One sale which happens is of 50,000 rupee, right? So it is very profitable business. And when the turnover increases, your profitability, it increases manifold because the expenses, they don't rise. So we have very strong online presence today. We have more than 2 crore lifetime views on our YouTube channel. More than 50 lakh people visit our rented properties every month. We have been covered by almost all the major media in this country. A lot of celebrities have also spoken about us from time to time. Next Gem is my father himself. People watch his YouTube videos on our YouTube channel, Gem Selections, Khanna Gems, and people become fan. People read his articles and they become fan. So what happens? That many people will be buying gemstones from our store, Gem Selections, only because he is the owner of the company. So as we have already discussed, we are tied with more than 1,900 astrologers globally. We are the only company which actually sells gemstones on EMI. We have been awarded by various national as well as international organizations.
Gem Selections has built up its reputation through genuineness and dedication with only one goal: delivering the best of best to our customers. We select 1 in hundreds as our franchisee partner to ensure the integrity of our brand and its future endeavor after statistical analysis by our team and chairman, Mr. Pankaj Khanna himself.
It's a double celebration though, because Gem Selections has just opened up a brand new store right here in Melbourne, Australia. Go check it out. I'm so excited. I wish you guys every success.
So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aradhya. Sai, over to you.
Thank you.
for further queries.
Yeah. Hi, RJ Kananji. It's great to see your presence even in international markets.
What?
It's great to see your presence even in international markets. Generally,
Thank you, Saiji.
believe in astrology in India, but again, you have penetrated in international markets is something bigger than your vision. And I just wanted to understand. So there are many people who are into jewelry kind of a businesses. So is there any opportunity for them to integrate Gem Selections along with their businesses, or you are looking for some kind of a standalone entrepreneurs?
Actually, they can become our dealer. They can become our dealer. So we have more than 500 dealers globally today. So what will happen? We won't be doing marketing for them. So they can have our product. They can sell the product with our name, but we won't be marketing for them, and we won't be mentioning their address on our website.
Okay.
They won't get the marketing support, the kind of marketing support that our franchisees get. They will just get the product. So we will be selling them the product and they can resell it. That's it.
Okay.
But the main thing, our franchisees, why people take our franchise is because we support our franchisee end to end. You see, the franchisee is just having a 7.5 lakh rupee stock in the store. We are providing backup of an inventory which is worth 65 crores, more than 65 crores, which is 100% government lab certified. Plus, the entire burden of marketing is on us. So we are the one who is bringing the customers and we are the one who is providing the product. Just the operational part of it has to be taken care by the franchisee.
Very great, RJ.
Thank you. Thank you, Saiji.
Thank you so much, Aradhya. Thank you so much, Sai, for joining in today. And Abdulji, as you have given your query to us, we'll definitely come back to you to have one-to-one interaction with Aradhya. We have just shared.
Achha, there is one more person by the name of Ravi Chandraji. He also wants to have a one-on-one meeting.
I know. We have just shared these details with our team who are working on it. Mohit from our team will definitely be in touch with you, both of you. And we'll align your call tomorrow with Mr. Khanna.
Okay.
So thank you so much, Aradhya, for joining in. Have a great day. Thank you so much. Stay safe.
Thank you, Achha. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we invite Mr. Rahul, who is representing the brand Paradise Biryani. Yes, that's the next brand we are representing for each one of you. As many of you must be knowing, it's the oldest and the largest biryani chain brand we have onboarded. Thank you so much, Rahul, for joining in. May I request you to have the present.
Thank you, Archana. Hello, good evening, everyone. This is Rahul Pandita. I represent Paradise and I take care of the brand expansion and price. So Paradise, as you would be knowing, is a 70-year-old brand. We started our operation in 1953 with a very modest cafe, which was attached to a Paradise cinema at that point of time. The cinema eventually got closed, but Paradise rose manifold, and it is today India's largest biryani player, with all the awards in our pocket. We are most admired biryani brand in the country today, which is a testament to our committed culinary and service excellence. We have got the Limca Book of Record for selling maximum biryani in calendar year 2017. And obviously the numbers since then have been increasing. Our philosophy, the brand's philosophy, is great food, great service, and happy times. And guest is God is what we believe in. And our mission at the company works towards serving the best Hyderabadi cuisine in a very friendly and comfortable environment. So if you have seen our restaurants are very comfortable, are friendly, are most hygienic, have been set up with highest standards of service excellence, the hygiene, and the comfort. Name the who's who. They have come to us. They have been to our restaurants across wherever we are present, especially to Hyderabad. And as is said, a trip to Hyderabad is incomplete without a visit to Paradise Biryani. So the few names you see on screen, there are many, many more who have been our brand, unofficial brand ambassadors, and have always been, we have been the first choice for them whenever they visit the state. Currently, we are 40 plus. We are present across India in 6 states, basically majority in South. It's Telangana, Andhra, obviously, and then we are in Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, in Chennai and Bangalore, to be precise. We are also in Kolkata and Gurgaon, having a couple of stores wherein we try to see how the Hyderabadi biryani is taken in other parts of the country, and we were very pleased to see the response. Kolkata and Delhi, we opened just before the COVID happened. So we don't have much presence there. We have a couple of stores across the city, but in South, we have a good presence of around 40 stores. Obviously, being a leading restaurant chain, we are present on all delivery formats, and our ratings are to be seen in Swiggy. It is a 5 out of 5 ratings, and Facebook we have 5 out of 5, and so Zomato and Swiggy we have close to 4, which is a very good rating by any standards. That was about Paradise, and I'm sure most of you would be knowing it. So if I talk about the Indian restaurant business, which is where we thought, after studying this, after doing a large scale survey and our own internal benchmarks, we thought this is the time to accelerate our growth. So our growth has been stopped because of COVID for last 2 years, but this is the time when we thought we could gauge the potential of the market to see. So as a whole, Indian chain restaurant market is increasing. It is increasing year on year. We have seen a huge growth over last 3-4 years. It has shown a great growth. But if you see the Indian biryani market, it is still in a very nascent stage. The Indian biryani market is dominated by standalone, what we call unorganized sector. It's around 90% is dominated by this chain, and only 10% is by the organized. So this is a huge, considering the Indian population and the market size, this is a huge population. Even a 5% jump here would mean a huge jump in the business. And the COVID, post-COVID, the organized, the human behavior is going towards the organized sector, obviously for the hygiene and the safety factor. So we are seeing a good jump in this, and this is huge gap which we want to fill right now. We want to aggressively reach markets and AP Telangana is our home market. So that's where we really want to aggressively grow. Also, in the surveys published in various platforms, and especially National Restaurant Association of India, you'll see the Indian eating out frequency is just 4 to 5 years compared to 27, 28 in many developed countries. But this also has been increasing over last few years. So 4 to 5, although it seems very low, but over the last 4 to 5 years, it has almost doubled. Similarly, our per capita expenditure on meals is also lowest, but over last 3-4 years, the jump has been huge. So these combined these three potentials, and then if you see what are the growth pillars, they are the population which India has, disposable income which is increasing year on year, the food service industry opportunity, obviously here we are seeing the maximum jump, and then dine out frequency which I told is given. So all the 4 pillars of growth for a restaurant industry are showing an upward trend, and this is where we thought is the right time to expand, right time to put on the pedal and show growth. Now, if I particularly talk about biryani segment, so biryani has overtaken your pizzas and burgers and is right now India's highest ordered cuisine. So if I tell you, it is around every 1.5 seconds a biryani is ordered in India. Of course, it is driven by Swiggy and Zomato, and the Paradise has a maximum share in this, and this number is growing huge. If I talk about numbers, they're like unbelievable numbers. 1.5 billion orders going every year. There's 80 million people registered on these, and it's growing by 30%. So this delivery segment in itself is growing huge, and biryani is the most ordered. So if you put everything together, you would see, yes, this is the right time to grow, right time to invest in this and grow as fast as possible. You would say there's no recognized national brand in biryani as of today. We are also present in just 6 states. There's not a dine-in restaurant brand, biryani specialist brand, which is present. So we want to have be the first mover in this segment and create a brand, a national brand, and eventually an international brand in a couple of years to come. So what Paradise is offering is an omni-channel model. Omni-channel model, when I say it, is the combination of dine-in, takeaway, and delivery model. It is a very compact, unique dine-in model wherein you'll of course have the the freshness of the food in dine-in. You can ease in the takeaway and the convenience of delivery to your home. And it is driven by 2 very great players we have, which is our loyalty program, Paradise Circle. In just 6 cities, we have 30 lakh members, which is in it a great thing to have compared to what others have been doing in last 10-20 years, and our program is just 2 years old. And another is our own app, which is a Paradise delivery app. In addition to Swiggy and Zomato, which are the third party, we have developed our own app. And in just 3-4 months, we have crossed 2.5 lakh downloads with 4.1 and 4.4 rating on the mobile. So which is again a great, and customers, when you combine these two, it gives a great value to the customers, and that's what we are seeing in last couple of months. So what we are proposing is like, we as a Paradise, our concept is ready. We have 6 years of 6 decades of serving biryani, and experience of running a full-fledged restaurant. We are giving a compact dine-in, and we are also COVID compliant operation. So this is one thing which post-COVID will be most sought after a thing, and we have done a lot of work on this, and we have made our restaurants fully COVID compliant. Menu-wise, we have obviously diverse menu. We use the best of the ingredients. This, in fact, there's no need to mention this. Then we also have delivery and takeaway friendly packaging, and this, especially in AP Telangana, the takeaway, there's a huge good culture of takeaway. So every store of ours has to be a takeaway friendly. Format wise, as I said, this is a very compact dine-in format with just 40 seats, and it is adaptable to any place. You can put it in malls, you can have in high streets, you can have in premium residential areas, the IT hubs. We focus on quality. Again, the quality and customer service, these are the two pillars which we really look up to, and this is what we follow. And it is outstanding, which I'll talk about the return in a while. Demand side, as I said, biryani is the most sought after cuisine. It is acceptable across India. So rice and non-veg is one thing which every Indian would like to have, as compared to the to other QSR. With due respect to other brands, we think that this is the most adaptable, most favorable demographic appeal cuisine. Supply side, obviously, with our experience, we have strategic partnership with all the key suppliers, and for us now, with our experience and with our relation of decades, every raw material is easily available to us, and we have a state-of-the-art supply chain system in place. What we are looking at now in the first phase is Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. So obviously, Hyderabad being our home market, and we consider Telangana and Andhra as paradise home market. So we are looking at all A+ states of Andhra and Telangana. Some of the names are written here, and then we can discuss if someone has option or is willing to invest somewhere else. We can definitely look up to, but Telangana and Andhra, as we are seriously and aggressively looking at this market, and then eventually later part of we will see other parts of India, and then we wish to see all these stars across India, in each and every town of India. So we are proposing in a franchisee invested company operated model, which is a FICO model, wherein the investment is by the partner, ownership is to the company, operation is entirely run by the company, and partner gets the revenue share. I'll in the next slide I will discuss about what that is. So I would say this follows a reverse royalty system, where in the other case where the franchisor has to pay royalty, here we pay sort of royalty to the investor. We are seeking 80 lakhs of investment, and we have two options of return. One is a revenue share return, and another is fixed return. In revenue share, obviously, the IRR is pegged at 20%, which is quite aggressive. We have shown the return, and in case of fixed, where there's no risk involved, it is 10%. There's a franchisee fee, there is refurbishment cost, there's exit option, there's buyback option, there's renewal after 9 years. Everything is applicable, which can be discussed in detail. Due to lack of time, I may not be able to discuss in detail everything in this. We can take it one-on-one later. But everything is combined, and it will have a proper contract in place where each and everything will be mentioned in detail. To the last point, I will say about the revenue. So year 1 to 3 we have pegged at 7.5%, then 5%, 3.5%. So that the buyback for the investor is faster. That's why there is a staggered return plans. About the location we are looking for is 12 to 1400 square feet carpet area. So this is our compact dine-in. Trust us. I know everybody knows Paradise by the huge buildings we have with 400 to 500 covers. But this model has been tested and tried, and is the most profitable model what we are proposing for the investor. Of course, we need ground floor. There are site guidelines mentioned, which can be read. This PPT can be given, shared with everyone. Obviously, we do not compromise on the compliance part. But having said this, the property acquisition or property identification approval is our responsibility. If an investor has a property, the rentals will be paid separate in addition to what returns we have said, so that there will be a separate agreement for the location for the property, and then the investment agreement will be separate, and they both will be governed by two different agreements. And if the investor does not have a property, nothing to worry. I have my team who are on the lookout for properties every location in Andhra Telangana. We already have a few properties in many parts of the states. So that's our responsibility. We will look after this part. Thank you. There to take questions, if any.
Sure. So thank you so much, Rahul. I'm sure Sai must be having queries. He's interacting every day with you, but still we want to have queries from his side.
Sure.
Hi, Rahulji. Thank you so much for the valuable information regarding the Paradise proposal. And first of all, we thank COVID because you have structured your business model and now you have came for offering franchises. It's a very beautiful opportunity for the investors. And you also know that it's been almost 1 week. We are flooded with a lot of inquiries once we have announced the Paradise franchise opportunity. Every day and night we are loaded with a lot of calls and discussions. And I wanted to bring one thing to the notice of the investor that a lot of locations has also been signed off. It's not even 1 week. And it's an opportunity where we need not much involved into the operations, and it's a safe investment game. We are investing into the opportunity of the Paradise. It's a very trusted brand, and we need not face any headaches, and all the operations and management, every control will be taken care by the Paradise. So most of the people will feel like, because once we have fund, for the first choice of people's who wanted to set up any business is entering into the food business, but which is not that much easy. In long run, only the brand and the people who can manage the people can only survive in the long run. So that's the reason it is always safer to invest on a brand and enjoy the returns, irrespective of the situation, whatever we are facing. And Rahulji, I wanted to understand that we have two very larger outlets in Visakhapatnam. So one is in Gautavaka and another one is in VIP Road.
Right.
Yeah. So are we still having the opportunity of setting up another Paradise outlet in this kind of a new format which we are looking for? So that's the first question.
Yeah, so I would say not in Gajavaka, but yeah, in Vizag we can have. But currently we are looking in and around, Vizag. There is Vijayagram. There is obviously someone has just messaged about Kakinada, so that's also open. So we would go, of course. We would love to open one more. Vizag is a great market to be in. We are doing fantastic business there with just one outlet. Obviously, it has reached its peak. We would definitely want to open one more. But at that location would be very strategic. It has to be strategic. We don't want an established restaurant to eat the business of the new restaurant. We don't want that to happen. So we'll definitely are looking at, but that will, this location has to be very strategically located. It can be towards the airport, or there's one NAR junction, or I don't remember the name rightly. It can be somewhere there. So we already had done a survey there, but then we thought, okay, let's establish brand in and around Vizag, and then we can go back to Vizag anytime, because that's our market. People know us very well. It is a both way side that a restaurant can easily pick up, because people know Paradise there, and there could be a flip side to it also, because there is a huge already an elephant sting there which can eat. So yeah, we are open, but the location has to be very, very strategic.
Sure, because once we announce this Paradise opportunity, we are receiving a lot of inquiries from Vizag. So one location which is growing is Madhurwada, and other location is NED Junction.
Yes.
So all these discussions can be brought into you, so that based on the market survey, we can issue the Paradise.
Absolutely.
And, we also wanted to know that you are also open for Vizag, Vijayanagaram, and also for Srikakulam, right?
Yes, we are open for those two locations.
Sure. Okay.
So initially we were not, but we got great response from there through you guys only, and we thought, okay, if people are interested, let's respect the mandate from the people, and let's open one restaurant there.
We are glad. My hometown is Vijayanagaram.
Great. We'll be there soon.
Sure, definitely. So thank you so much, Rahulji. So it's a very great investment opportunity.
Thank you.
Archana ji, it's over to you. Are we done with all the brands?
Yeah, so thank you so much, Sai. We are done with all the 5 top opportunities we have got for the viewers of Vizag. But before we finally say goodbye for today and invite them for another great webinar, which we are planning for tomorrow, may I request you to have the closing remarks?
Sure, Archana ji. So really, we have presented a very great opportunities for Vizag. So first of all, we work only with very potential brands and very potential segments. So one way we work with the brands in planning strategy and also for expansion plans. And one way we work with entrepreneurs who wanted to set up their own businesses from their dream segment. So always advise one thing, that if you are a true entrepreneur who is aspiring towards setting up your own business, don't take much time. Just approach us and we'll help you in becoming and making you be your own boss, is our own mission and vision. Love you, Vizag.
So thank you so much, Sai. I really like the idea of Love You Vizag. We all love all the investors who join us today. Thank you so much for sparing time today for attending this webinar. I hope we as a team of Franchise India would have delivered the kind of the information you were looking. Thank you so much, Sai, for introducing, welcoming, and inviting us in your city. We look forward to have more and more interaction with you. Friends, do reach out to us at our business hotline number, which is 97176 Do submit your queries for any of the brand you are interested. We'll try to align your call with Sai. Sai is already having in touch with all the brands. He will definitely help you align the calls maybe tomorrow or next week, early next week. Do reach out to us at our different social handles, information on your screen. You want to revisit all the previously done webinar, you can join us at the Facebook page of Franchise India Brands Limited. You wish to join LinkedIn, you wish to join management team of Franchise India at their respective LinkedIn IDs. Information we have just shared on a screen. And tomorrow, as we promise, we always there to provide you with maximum business opportunity. We wish you to join us for Gen Next Retail Franchise Show, which will start at 12 p.m. Invited some big brands for you. The brand's representative would come and talk about their brands. We have invited Reliance brand, Vision Express, Color Bar, Chic, Zimivo. These kind of the brands would come and talk and give their presentation. So please do registration today at our business hotline number, which is 97176 or you can visit us at the Facebook page of Franchise India Brands Limited. We have shared the link for registration. We request each one of you to do registration today so that you can join us tomorrow sharp 12 p.m. to witness these great brands. Thank you so much once again for joining in today. Have a great day. Stay safe, stay happy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sai, for joining in. Thanks. Thanks for hosting the webinar. Thanks.